Hello everyone and welcome to Kanalgratis Live. Thank you for watching. I'm Sara Fingal and this is Mikael Aho.
Hello guys, I'm here doing pro bono work today and ultimately I want to be another voice from the community and ask fun and educating questions to our guests today. This is live. We don't know what will come out of this show, but I'm excited to see what these guys will bring to you.
Yes, we have Albin Sharghi and Stephan Dansken Nielsen here in the studio with us. Super nice to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we're looking forward to this episode. And yeah, we've been planning these live shows. Finally, we are back for the year. And we have planned some cool stuff.
Yeah, and the theme today will be perch fishing.
Yeah.
So we will ask a lot of questions around that. And we will look to your comments here on the live show. So make sure to ask a lot of questions today. I'll do my best to try to ask the best questions or the fun questions to these guys. So ensure that you ask questions during the show today.
Yeah, so remember to ask your questions in the comments and we will for sure ask them. Yeah, I can see that we have some people here watching. We have Emilio Josef, we have Hotan, we have Team Perch. Yeah, it's super fun to have you here. So, shall we start?
Yeah, let's get started.
Let's get started. I will just see where we are.
So, I guess all the viewers wanted to know what a crazy Dane is doing in Sweden. So maybe we should just start there.
I want to know that.
Yeah, it's a long story actually. I'm married to a Swedish girl, of course, so that's why I moved here like 24 years ago, and that's what started it. And I was in a bad accident, motorcycle accident in '95, and I broke my neck. And did that accident, and then I couldn't do the job I used to do. Okay. So they recommend to do something else, and then I discussed with my wife what to do in the future. And then I said, you do a lot of fishing all the time. Why don't you work with fishing? And that was kind of the start of it.
Oh, cool.
So you only have been working with fishing here in Sweden, not in Denmark?
Not in Denmark.
Not in Denmark.
No,
okay.
That was only on my free time.
Yeah.
I worked in the metal industry before the fishing, and with my broken neck, that wasn't that super good. So I had something who's supposed to be a little bit lighter on your body.
Okay.
I got titanium screws and all in the neck, and then I could never remove them. And so fishing is supposed to be a little bit lighter for me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way it started.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And that's 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Something like that, yeah.
I saw you did a lot of carp fishing back in the days. Is that, did that kind of fishing help then when you were
carp fishing had always been something that I've been doing a lot of many years. Still doing a little bit, not that much as before, but of course carp fishing is more relaxed than other kind of fishing. Especially in the beginning, it was good for me on the body because it's not so hot, and you're often more comfortable, and you can warmer clothing and stuff. So that's kind of it. So.
And you started this business 20 years ago, around?
Yeah. I bought sporting from an old guy who was. It was actually more a hunting shop when I bought it. Mm-hmm. He had like 95% of this was hunting, and maybe 5 to 10%, around 5% of the fishing. Uh-huh. And he retired, and he wanted to get out of it, and. So I was there the first half year when I had my broken neck, and went around with a beak to scratch my head like that and learn how to start it, and then I bought it from him. And then
so you worked there at first and then you bought it?
Yeah, I was just not worked. I was just there when I was with my broken neck. I had like a big saucer around, and I was there for almost every day and watched and learned, tried to learn so much about it. And then I bought it from him, and then I started. So in the beginning it was hunting and fishing.
Mm. Do you hunt much now?
No, nothing, never hunt at all. So after 10 months, 11 months, I went to another shop in Örebro, who's a hunting shop, and asked them, do you want to get rid of me? What do you mean? Said, you can get all the hunting and I'll be done for the day. And he bought all the hunting stuff. And he come the next day, and we loaded the whole truck with everything. Wow. And that was the end of it. And then we focused on fishing. Okay.
And Albin, you have worked there?
Yes.
When was that?
I started working 2007, summertime work, and also in the in the autumn, in the fall of 2007 and the winter, and then the 1st of March 2008 I got the employment on paper. Yeah.
And if I can ask, how old were you then?
How old were I? 2008 I was 20.
20.
Yeah.
Okay, so you started your
19,
career
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Right after school, right after the Sport Fishing Academy in Forshaga.
Yeah.
Yes, I went there for the, what do you call it, college, gymnasium.
Yeah.
And then I went to do some, what do you call it, praktik. What's the name for it?
Practice for free, maybe? You work for free?
What's it called? Praktik.
Yeah, I don't know.
Help us, viewers.
Yeah, it's kind of
Internship
Test,
or whatever.
internship. Yeah.
For a couple of weeks, and Stephan liked me, so I could work for the summer. And from there, he employed me.
Wow!
Yeah.
And how long did you work there?
I was there to 2013, February. And then I started working for Catch with Care.
Okay, you started directly?
Directly, yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool, that's cool.
it's almost 6 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 years.
And then you started working for CVC?
In 2013, yeah.
Okay.
In February. So I've been there 4 years.
Wow.
Now. In February I've been with Catch with Care for 4 years, yeah.
Wow, that's
Time flies.
it's crazy.
Yeah,
We
it's
talked
really
about
crazy.
it before.
We're getting old.
So I'm actually I'm actually going on my 10th year in the business. So maybe we should have a big party.
You should.
I'm okay with that.
It's 20 years for you, so
Yeah, it's 20 years for me.
twice the time in the business, in the sport fishing industry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long have you been in the scene?
Me, I'm 20 today, and well, I don't know. Kanalgratis started for like 9 years ago, I think, and that was the first. Yeah, that was when I started fishing, I think, a little bit, and then it kept going. And I was like 11 years old or something, and I started fishing thanks to Johan.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So you've been around. We've always seen you hanging around.
Exactly, my blonde hair everywhere. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah. And you? How long have you been in fishing industry?
I'm quite new in the fishing scene. Been super active the last 3-4 years, and I've been between jobs. I've been fishing all the time, doing a lot of non-profit work and just doing all the fun things around fishing. So it's been great. But it's also fun coming in as a new and getting all the experiences and growing with the community growth now and all the opportunities to learn about fishing and quickly get into fishing, see what makes a big difference, and it's a lot of fun when you get into it. So it's been a few really interesting years. How about you, Stephan? You've been fishing like forever. I've heard you like fish all like 60 countries or something.
Yeah, I have been fishing 60 countries and states. So I kind of one state like a country. But California was last year in January was my number 60, and this year is going to get a new one. We're going to Argentina in the fall to fly fish for golden dorado, so that's going to be my number 61. That's going to be pretty cool.
How many species? Like, do you
I
even
have
count
no
that?
idea. The hundreds. I don't know. It's so many different. I don't know. Many cool stuff over the years, though. That's for sure. We did some really. In the beginning, we did stuff that was just crazy. We stayed out in the bushes for a very long time.
Yeah. Amazon,
Amazon, like
Amazon
Africa
River.
and everywhere. We did some stuff that it was really fun, and maybe stuff that I won't do today when I'm a little bit older now. It was
It
really
sounds
cool.
dangerous. Have you done any dangerous fishing?
Some of this was. I probably won't do it exactly the same way today. When we was in Africa fishing the Murchison Falls for the big Nile perch, we were just hopping around
on the rocks,
and the water was out there. And if you fall in, you're done. You can never come up.
Whoa!
Or else you'll be eaten by a crocodile.
There was gazillions of crocodiles everywhere. It was pretty dangerous, but we didn't thought of it like that way. We just
don't try this at home, kids.
No, don't do that. I don't recognize that. It was some really fun trips, but I got malaria from my African trip, so I was really sick when we came home. I was really close to to it be done. My wife took me to the hospital. I had 42.8 degrees of fever.
Wow.
So they gave me a direct injection to find out where it was from, and then it was like took me weeks to get back to normal.
Oh my God.
So it's been some tough trips through the years.
Have you gone to any fishing trips together?
Yeah, we've been fishing carp together in Italy.
Yeah.
We never went to Bulgaria at the same time, right? No, we never stayed for the same trip, but we arranged trips for carp fishing to Italy and Bulgaria, and I was in Bulgaria 5 times, I think, 5 weeks, and in Italy 3 times. So it's been a lot of carp fishing for me as well when I was working for Stephan.
And we do Rügen trips together.
Oh yeah, Germany, yeah.
We done Rügen. We started doing Rügen trips in 2012. No,
2013.
First trips we did with the shop was 2009. I did my first trip with Koge and the boys in 2005. So there's been many trips through the years. It's fun. Cool. Been fun.
So you've been fishing carp, and we have a question here from Wasp6661 to Albin. How long have you fished for perch?
I've been fishing for perch my entire life.
Your entire life?
Yeah, perch is my first fishing memory is actually a perch, and that's quite usual, I think, for a Swede.
Yeah,
that a perch is the first fishing memory because they're so abundant, they live everywhere. But
any fun moment like a
but I remember I caught a kilo fish on a float and a worm, and after my grandfather's brother's summer cabin, we were always there one weekend every year, and that's where my first memories of fishing were from. So that's
you remember fishing. It's probably quite much bigger than it actually was.
Yeah, but it was a kilo fish, but I can't remember that it was that big. But it was a big one.
Wow.
Yeah, but
I had a big perch when I was young as well.
Yeah.
I remember it weighing like 3 kilos.
Yeah.
That's
like usually, yeah. Well, that's
great moments.
I think that perch is like the first thing to fish for many. And but since then, I mean, I've been fishing for pike, been fishing for carp, tench, bream, salmon, a lot of salmon trolling. We did a lot, but perch has never been like the main focus up until 2013, I think.
And
that's
Perch
when
Pro.
And Perch Pro started in 2015.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. Yeah. So, but it's good. It's been a fast, a quick ride. But we've been learning so much about it and exploring different techniques and designing products around it. It's really cool.
And we got a question here from Arnaud Fishing. Could you ask the guys what is the best technique, size, lure to catch big perch? And we will come back to that later. We have some lures here. Pretty many lures here. So we will talk about that later in the live show, so just stay tuned. And I can see that we have some comments here.
Yeah, another question from Thomas Björklund. An experience from great places to fish for pike in Scandinavia. Any other experiences? You mentioned Rügen, in Europe, like that you recommend, like for trips and.
That's a lot of places to go. Actually, there's some of them are easy to get. Rügen is of course easy because they're super professional guides there, and they can take a lot of people. But there's a lot of different places down in Europe. There's a lot of in south of Germany. It was a big fish. They started to get some really big ones in Poland. You got Belgium and Holland, but there are not that many guides, so you cannot go in big groups. Maybe you can go 2 or 3 guys with the people down there. Same with Italy. Some really big fish.
But really hard to get to the water.
Really hard to get to the water. The license in Italy is insane.
They cost so much.
Insane amount of money in Italy. I fished many times for carp in Italy. I got some really good friends down there. We fished a really nice lake, is Lago di Odiono, where we caught some really big carp. And there was only 10. There's some really big pike in that lake. They caught like almost 20 kilo fish, and there's only 10 license, and every license is 1,800 euro
per year.
Per year
to have a boat in there.
Private water?
Private water.
Yeah, it is.
And they're really big fish, but you cannot get in there. No. Same with I suppose everybody's seen those really big pike from those float tubes that everybody talks about. I know one of my friends down in Europe who was really wealthy. He offered them 50,000 euro to fish there. They just laughed at him. They don't want any people there. So Italy had some really big fish, but it's difficult to get in there. Wow.
We got a question here from Boy Ole. Are you also in the next year in Perch Pro?
We are. That's for sure. We're gonna be next year. It's really fun. We gotta have more time this year. It was our first year this year. We wasn't too prepared. I fly home from USA. I've been musky fishing. Come home on Tuesday. We rig the boat on Wednesday. And we start fishing on Thursday. So it's a little bit short on time. And we did some rookie mistake that we ain't gonna do the next time because we didn't have the time. But it's really fun. And we're definitely gonna be back next year. That's for sure.
Wow. We got one more question here from Sebo Bravo. When is the best time to fish for perch in spring? Is it sooner or later?
Oh, that depends on where you are in the world, or in Europe or in Sweden. I mean, I would fish sooner. I mean, early. I would fish early spring to catch the giants. But
like when the ice breaks. Yeah.
But at the same time, if you fish brackish water, more of a chance to catch big ones really early. If you fish in the lakes with the fresh water, you might not get any luck at all, because pre-spawn fishing for perch in fresh water for me is still unexplored. I have not learned it.
You have not learned it?
I have not learned it yet, but I will. But it's quite tricky, yeah. I mean, for pike, it's a completely different story. I mean, you know the places, you know the bays, you know where the weed beds are, where they spawn. Perch is a little bit tricky, but in brackish water in the whole Stockholm area down to the east coast, a little bit more easy to find the fish in the springtime, because they will come into the bays and
look for warmer water.
Yeah, look for warmer water. Look for bait fish in the winter, and they will stay there for the spring. Maybe they can move in and out, but usually you will find them in the same places as you were in the late fall. So, but I don't think the fresh water is quite the same. And often the big lakes are more exposed areas. You don't have those small canals and bays that are closed, that are safe for the fish to stay. So I think it's not a mystery, but it's a challenge.
Yeah. It's a big difference between lakes
and brackish water.
There's definitely a lot more to learn about the lakes. Yeah. I'll bet that some of these big lakes we have here in Sweden, where there's some really giant perch sitting around, but nobody knows where to find them. I mean, look at those big lakes like Vänern and Vättern and these, who has giant sand, giant salmon, giant pike. They got everything in giant, and of course they got giant perch as well. Where are they?
Yeah, especially during the spring, you often see like really big perch caught in these lakes during the summertime, but not during the spring. It's
Exactly. And in the summertime, they are not as fat as they are in the spring and in the late fall, of course. Yeah. But you can catch them all summer. Summer fishing for perch is the big thing. I mean, it's not really hard. No. And you can catch them on hard baits, on crankbaits. You can catch them on poppers in the surface. You can catch them on virtually everything. Yeah, but they're not as fat as you want them.
No. It's really difficult to catch them and you catch them a lot on the ice. But as soon as the ice break,
where are they?
Yeah. No, how many do you see catching some really lunkers in the spring on the big lakes? Not many.
No.
Yeah. But maybe it's because people are focused on the pike fishing.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. Yeah, we focus a lot on pike fishing in the spring, so maybe we don't put the time in.
Yeah, my experience is that it's often a very small time limit during the spring, because the water heats up so quickly. Yeah. So it's just a matter of a week often when
before they
like
spawn
in the
out
archipelago. They move quickly. Yeah. So if you're working 5 days a week, there's a big risk that you
miss it.
The sun goes down quicker and the days get longer, but still you have to put in the time at the right time of the year. So
we got a question from Toste Granvall. What is your reel you're using in Perch Pro?
The bait casting reel is a new BFT reel that's launching. It's actually being delivered next week, I think, to the warehouse. Yeah, it's called Instinct X11, and it's a smaller version of the Instinct X7. That's the pike version. It is a finesse bait caster, which means that it has a super shallow finesse spool that is really light, which makes the spool rotate even easier, and that helps you cast with lighter lures. So it's perfect to cast cranks and twitches and rattle baits and also soft baits and drop. Well, maybe drop shot was a bad example. I've never fished drop shot with a bait caster, but super shallow spool finesse bait caster.
Have you tried that reel?
No, not yet. I've only seen it. No, I haven't.
You have ordered it.
I bought a ton of them, but I haven't tried to fish them yet because they only Albin had the prototype. So
and also you will have them because we're going to deliver them. So yeah, they're really nice.
Thank you.
Really nice reel. Very light, over-dimensioned handle, longer handle, foam knobs. Great reel, good price. It's like 200 euros or something like that.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. Because we have a question here from Peter. What is the best lightweight reel for perch fishing?
I wouldn't say that that's the best one.
Okay.
It's a really good one for the price.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade it for anything, price-wise. But then if you compare spinning reels to bait casters, what's the best? I can't make that decision because you can't fish every lure with a bait caster. You can't fish effectively with every kind of lure and method with a spinning reel. So you should combine them. So really,
you prefer fishing a lot of crankbaits with
the multiplier, with the bait caster. Yes, crankbaits, hard baits that you cast and retrieve, cast and retrieve, cast and retrieve. That's with the multiplier, with the bait caster. As we call it, traditional jigging. That's the term of yo-yoing the bait. You call it yo-yoing when you do like this, and that's the traditional way of fishing a soft bait with a jig head. I think that's much more easier with a spinning reel because you have the weight down below. You have a low center gravity, and you can use your wrist even easier. If you have a multiplier and go like this for an entire day, I think your wrist will hurt. So that's but it's really a personal preference, of course. Yeah.
We got a question here from Zero Bravo. How can I find in Sweden perch without the sonar?
It depends on where you are. If you're fishing a deep lake, I think it's really hard without the sonar.
Yeah.
But I would say, like the classical dark, what do you call it? The humus, the darker brownish wood forest lakes, as we call it, classic waters in Sweden. I think you should look for islands, the tips, like me and Evert was doing in the last episode. Point hopping is a perfect way to find perch in freshwater lakes. Go from the tips, the islands, the tips of the islands, fish because you often have rocks that goes down to like ridges under the water. And
you can always, every lake, you can see the points just looking at it. You can see, okay, this is going to have an underwater point to go down. You're just looking at it, you can see, oh, there's a cliff go all right on. Of course, it continues under the water. If it's flat on the top, it's going to be flat out in the water. Shallow, it's going to be like this, you're going to find it. So it's not so hard to find, actually. Just look at the
topography, or what do you call it.
Yeah, thank you for that. Good answer.
Great tips. Another question from Marcus Grip. Your personal best? Classic question, but always interesting one.
In perch?
Like for perch.
In Sweden, my biggest one is 1675. In Denmark, I have many over 2 kilo.
What? Many?
I grew up with Allingåen, who, when I was a kid, was probably one of the best rivers in Europe. I can't count how many big ones I caught. Is it better
perch fishing in Denmark than Sweden?
I won't say that, but as some areas who had really good. Some of the rivers in Denmark had some extremely high population of big perch. Where I grew up, it was totally smashed because one guy was netting everything. For 3 or 4 years, he was netting the whole river and selling everything to France. So it took from being one of the best today it's hardly nothing. But when I grew up, it was really good water. We had really big bait fish at that time. Or the roach. I caught so many kilo roaches because it's in Denmark we got a lot of big roach too.
Wow.
So, and these two come together. They were always big roach and big perch. So they, of course, they feed on big bait fish, so they grow much bigger.
Have you ever been to Denmark and fishing?
Yeah, I've been to Denmark a lot to fish. Not so much for perch, but I've been there fishing for carp.
Okay.
I've been fishing for pike. I've got some really good friends in Denmark. They live in Copenhagen area. So yeah. I usually go there once a year, but last year I was actually there in Christmas last year. Yeah.
Okay. We got a very good question here from Henrik. Ask them about upcoming perch trends. What's on and beyond the horizon?
We are talking a lot about hard baits. Cranks, rattles, jerk baits, blade baits for perch. I think that's the big thing. I think so.
Yeah, I kind of think that too. It's we were in California last year bass fishing, and it seems like there's so much room for crankbaits and rattle baits and all this stuff, and it's so huge over there, and it haven't arrived yet. If you go to a really good shop over there, they got thousands of different. And here we still haven't had that. We got tons of jigs and soft baits, but the hard bait's gonna be a lot more. That's for sure.
But that doesn't mean that you should only fish with hard baits. I mean. You should learn how to be a versatile angler. That's what we're trying to teach. That I mean, hard baits are really good in a certain time of the year or half the season, and then you need to switch. And also during the days, as we were fishing in Perch Pro, we had one power fishing technique where we reeled cranks all the time to find the fish, and we got hit. And then we switched to the soft baits to fish more precisely like finesse fishing to catch a couple of more fish at that position. So you shouldn't really just focus on one thing. You should try to learn different kinds of techniques, and then you will be a more skillful angler.
And Aaron Carr has a question for you. The best lures for a beginner perch fisherman.
The best lures.
If I decide one day, okay, today I'm going to perch fish, what do I need?
I think you should have a straight jig head with a round head. Lead wise,
yeah.
Here I got some.
Show us.
Maybe I got one here.
And then a traditional shad type bait. It could be
kind of like this.
Yeah.
A standard jig head with a standard rubber baits. Yeah. Something like that is like always good start. Or small fat little crankbait. A couple of these, you'll be really good to go.
Yeah, because then you can cover water fast down to 2 meters, really fast power fish. This one you can fish a little bit more deep and more precise with.
This is the best of two worlds.
Yeah.
How do you choose between those? That's a good question from
to choose between them is it depends on what you want to do. If you want to cover water fast and find the fish really fast, you use this one. Always cast them. You can cast them around.
And you don't need the control in the line, because when you're fishing with a soft bait, letting the bait fall on a semi-slack line all the time, then you need to see the line, visualize everything. But with a crankbait, it's just a straight retrieve. You can do some stops, like we did in Perch, where I showed you.
And it shows up.
But you can just cast it, reel it, cast it, reel it, cast it, reel it. You can move the boat really fast in between. So
good for for trolling as well.
Yeah, perfect for trolling as well, to cover a lot of water if you want to do that.
Cover a lot of water is always good to find the fish. Yeah. Always a good technique.
Like, how do you approach a new lake, for example, if you want to find fish? You know nothing about the lake.
As we were talking, I think the point topping and looking at the topography is the number one.
Start. Either you take a juice. I know we always do a lot of cranking in the beginning. If you don't know where the fish is, if you know where the fish is, I do a lot of jigging. But if you don't know where the fish is, I do a lot of cranking, just casting around like in the sun.
But I think that also that if the conditions are you don't know anything about the lake, then that's the perfect way. But it's really nice, to get a chance to talk to local people about the lake. I mean, do they have any brush piles? That's risvase. Risvase is really popular. You've been doing a lot of that by putting the Christmas trees down in the water to create areas for the fish to feel safe.
Yeah, and
I mean,
Sportfiskarna, the association, is collecting so many trees this year. It will actually make a big difference, I think. So
that's super places to go in a new lake, but you need to know where they are, of course.
Yeah.
If you haven't got the expensive equipment like the side imaging scanners and all that, because with those you can really find the structures, you can find the shallow areas, you can find the brush piles, you can find the weed beds, everything. But if you don't got it, local knowledge is very important.
Yeah.
We have a question here. We know that you fish very much and that you are crazy about fishing, but what are you doing on your free time aside fishing? Do you have anything else you do? It was Trädkramar that wonders that.
Yeah. I fish most of my free time.
Yeah, you do.
This has been like...
Or watch American football.
American football.
American football? You
yeah,
like
this
American
is my
football?
this is what I do.
Oh, okay. Have you played American football as well?
A little bit when I was younger, but I follow it all the time. It's actually...
Do we have it here in Sweden? No?
Yeah, we have it at Örebro, so who is like second best team. Örebro Black Knights is the second best team in Sweden. Karlstad is the best. They've been winning like 8 or 10 years straight now. They're insane good. But I watch American football all the time. Yeah. Or else it's the family and the dog. Yeah. This is what I don't have more time because when you have in a shop like I have, I'm there many hours every week, and we open the summer. We open 7 days a week, so I don't have time to more hobbies. So it's fishing and the family and friends.
For me, I've never been interested in any kind of sport. I did some kickboxing for a couple of years, but then I wanted to put more time into the fishing, so no more boxing.
Shocking.
It's just fishing, and then it's a little bit more fishing, and then it's preparing for fishing, and then it's eating while thinking about fishing, while playing metal and stoner rock at a really loud volume. That's I listen to music and I think about fishing. That's like.
So no kids, no family life.
No, not anymore. No family anymore. No.
I got kids. And family. My daughter is 21 and my son becomes 18 in a couple of months, and I got wife and dog. So we do a lot of go out with the woods with the dog and stuff, and we do a lot. I love music too. I go to Sweden Rock every year take those 4 days off, and me and my wife go down there, listen to music for 4 days.
Something else than fishing.
Something else than just fishing, but. When I'm at Sweden Rock, I meet like hundreds of people. Tjena Dansken, everybody know I bought this rod from you, blah blah. We meet fishing people everywhere.
And I was out in our hometown Örebro Friday night, with one of my best friends and his colleague from work, and she didn't know who I was, and just said that Richard has been talking about you've been fishing a lot and do some films and stuff like that. Then we went out to the local pub, and there was not many people there for a Friday, but as soon as I walked in there was a guy. Whoa, Albin! How is it going? Perch Pro, really fun. And she was like, what?
She understood.
And then another guy, the old customer, Reggie, the Irish guy. Reggie, if you're out there, peace.
Sport fishing interest can be quite intense, right? So much to discover, and there's always new species to discover or bigger fish to catch.
And you meet people you never in your whole world would thought you have something in common with, and then you have in common is the fishing. I mean, I've been doing fishing. I do a lot of fishing out. I do coming to USA every year for the last 15 years, fishing with guys over there. And like some of these guys are multi-millionaires. My buddy over there owns a company. He $50 million, right? And he's sitting there, his jeans and shoes, and we go fish together, and we're on the same boat, we in the same level, right? That's I love about fishing. Doesn't matter how rich or poor, how good or bad you are. If you get in the same boat, you got the same chance to catch that big fish.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's quite fun if you go guiding or take new people out. You have so much in common with just the fishing interest. It can't go wrong.
Good way to bond.
In my experience, it's so much fun to meet people through your interest, and especially fishing. You get out with a boat. In many cases, you have the nature, you have everything. The whole experience is great. Friendship has so much to offer.
And you should see a guy coming in fishing clothing. You don't have no idea what he's doing. He could be a doctor, or he could be your bill repair mechanic, right? You have no idea. In the boat, he's a fisherman, and I love that.
And it can be different skill levels on the anglers. Doesn't often matter, right?
No.
have fun. Okay, we had another question around popper baits. Do you fish those? Anything
in the summer?
For perch?
In the summer.
More in lakes, maybe?
Perhaps. Yeah, freshwater, mostly freshwater. In brackish water, it seems to not be working as well. I haven't been fishing in brackish water that much in the summer. I usually fish in the fall and in the spring in the brackish water. But freshwater lakes, summertime, the temperature I think needs to be above 20 degrees in the surface, or at least 17, 18 degrees for a consistent long period, and then it really works. But I don't use it to locate fish. I use it when I see fish or bait fish that scatter in the surface, like
because
jumping.
surface fishing is fun.
It's really cool.
Yes,
it's really fun.
Yeah.
And they don't need to be big to be fun.
No.
It's really fun. I love surface fishing in the summer.
Poppers are really cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah. One thing that I've done to search for the fish in the summertime, that's really one thing in hard baits that I'm gonna do a lot this spring and summer, is what the Americans call jerkbait fishing. And for us, jerkbait fishing is fishing with gliders for pike, but that's not the thing with the expression jerkbait fishing. Jerkbait fishing is any style of you call it minnow baits. It's a regular standard size wobbler, as we call it in Sweden, short-lipped. This is a suspending bait, and they are always suspending. They shouldn't sink, they shouldn't float, they should be completely suspending, stand like this in the water. And you don't reel them, you jerk them. Bum, and stop, bum, bum, and stop. And they will actually glide to the side like a jerkbait and twitch and hang. When you pause, boom, you get the bite, just like pike fishing. And it's really huge in the US with jerkbait fishing.
Have you tried that?
A lot this summer and fall, and it's super effective way to trigger the fish. They will hunt this small bait down. They will come from 6-7 meters up, and it only runs at 1 meter. This one, there's different kinds of lures, but this is the Strike Pro. And they will just come from the bottom and sweep the bait, and you will trigger a whole school of fish actually. So when you hook one, popper fishing, you will see loads of fish following. Really,
and then everybody. The fun thing with perch fishing, every perch want to try to sneak the bait fish from the other. I had one this summer where I had a bait like this size and maybe a little bit smaller. I had 2 perch, one on each hook, and the one was like 800 gram and the other one was like 700 gram. So 1.5 kilo in 2 fish, both on the same, both hooked on the same bait.
Never heard.
They try to sneak it out at each other. We were fishing this summer in a small lake outside where we live, and one of the buddies, he had a fish on a crank, and when he come to the boat, the fish was like 600-800 gram maybe. That comes up behind it. There's a whole spool that comes like a fish with like 1.5, 1.6, trying to eat the 6, the one who was like eating on the tail of it. Wow. We took pictures of it. It was totally crazy.
So when you trigger them, it's they can go. They are wolf packs.
Perch are jealous fish. If somebody gets something, the other guys want it too.
When you do crank fishing, you often see following fish, and it's often several. And it's so exciting to see that 1.5 kilo plus perch coming after, or
but
2 of them.
It's always the big one that's not the one that was biting.
It's the smaller one who's faster who gets the bait, unfortunately.
But this kind of technique, jerkbait fishing, is something that I'm going to do a lot, as I said, and I'm using fluorocarbon as a main line, straight fluorocarbon, no braid. You can use braid as well, but I like the fluorocarbon. It's a little bit more stretch, but what you get is when you twitch the rod, you get, because it's stretched, you get nothing, and then you get the tension, and the bait will glide out to the side, and then again glide to the other side like a jerkbait.
My friend Rusty in the community, he does a lot of jerkbait fishing for perch. Actually, he's been doing it for several years, and
with
very
gliders,
with those kinds of baits, and especially during the long pauses, it's been very good during the summer. Is that also your experience?
Yes, of course. Yeah, and the colder the water gets, like in the fall, I've been using it the summer and the fall, and I've just started. I mean, it was this season I've used it, but in the summer you can work it a bit fast, but it's in the stops that they will bite. During the spin stop, as we say in Swedish.
Yeah, you can take long pauses, and these
really long ones.
They're just gliding, hanging there for.
They are suspending. That's the important thing. The jerk baits, or we call them twitch bait as well, just not to confuse Swedes about it. But I would start using the term jerk bait for that kind of lure anyway. Okay. They should be suspending. They should hang. It should have a long they should stay in the strike zone, as you say. Yeah.
We learned this. I learned this by mistake. Many years ago. I've been living in Sweden for only a few years. We were down on the coastline fishing for pike, and at that time I was bringing home the pig like Albin is distributing today, but I was buying directly from the old American company, and we had the small one, the 5-incher,
the piglet, yeah.
The piglet, and we were fishing for pike, and we were catching really big perch on those. So that's maybe at least 15 years ago. So we were fishing these big baits and we're getting so big perch on them. That's why the more hang time and we get them, we got some really big perch. So it's a mistake. We were fishing for pike and we learned perch are hunting pretty big baits when you jerk bait them. So that's when we started to jerk bait the perch. Actually, that's at least 15 years ago, and it was a mistake that I learned it because we were not perch fishing, we were pike fishing, and we got a whole spool of big perch come chasing those piglet 5-inch baits. So we caught a lot of big perch on those, and then that was when it started actually.
So perch jerk fishing maybe will be a trend soon.
Yeah, jerk bait fishing for perch, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
I think
that's a part of the hard lure trend.
Yeah,
but it's really cool because this is a crankbait. You cast it, you reel it, you cast it, you reel it, or you control it. Steady retrieve, you can pause it and twitch it as well, but it works on a straight retrieve really well. You can cast this one and you can straight reel it, but it works better to jerk it, and then it's more of a type of finesse fishing technique. This is to hunt down the fish. This is to trigger a school of fish in a spot where you might think that they are, because it's kind of a slow fishing technique, although it's quite aggressive. Because you jerk, pause, jerk, pause, and this one you cast and retrieve and cast and retrieve. So crankbait fishing is faster, jerkbait fishing is slower but more aggressive. Really cool.
And you don't need to be afraid of the size. You must imagine a 5-inch pig that we fish, piglet, is like size of this one. This is like 5-inch, right? This is this big, and they were chasing it in the water. So people don't need to be afraid to fish bigger because especially in the summer they hunt way bigger bait fish than you think.
You always see big perch caught on the pike lures.
Yes, always.
We got a question from Manu. Any experiences from Finland?
Experience from Finland? No, I never fished in Finland.
Never?
No, me neither.
Never. I'm going there actually. I'm going there for the Finnish boat expo. I don't know which date that is.
They have a big archipelago and a lot of lakes in Finland.
I bet they have just as good fishing that we do here.
How come you never been to Finland? Is it because no time?
No time.
I don't know, For me, like I'm Danish. When I go home, when I'm day off, I go home and say my friends and family. I go back to Denmark, and the perch and pike fishing and all the sea trout fishing is super good there. So
maybe we know too little.
We know too little. I've been done a lot of fishing in Norway, but not Finland. I got Norway's friends. I don't know that many guys from Finland. I know a lot of guys from Norway. So when I go, there's been a lot of fishing in Norway and not a lot in Finland. Nothing at all for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
So maybe over to Perch Pro a bit more.
Yeah. How are you feeling?
How is it sitting here with Dansken?
No problems at all.
No,
we have a lot of fun. Yeah,
it's really fun.
But when you're in the competition, there's a lot of nerves.
How was it seeing Dansken coming up with their boat?
Yeah, can we discuss that? What happened in the latest episode?
Yeah, I mean, he really was psyching me and Evert even before the competition started, and he was writing on Facebook like, yeah, well, I'll see you on the ramp. So I really thought that we were going to fish the same area, but Stephan, he actually thought that we were even more down south than we were. I'm not going to say exactly where we are, but more down south. They started fishing a bit more up north, and then they chose to fish, change positions for day 2, as you saw in the last episode, and he realized, whoa, Albin's here. Albin is here.
And whose fishing spot is it?
No, I've been there. It's nobody's fishing spot.
He's just making fun.
Now you're nice.
No, like we had a rough day, and the first day of some Perch Pro we caught 129, and we had a lot of wind. We had to. I don't think people really see it on television how much wind. We have waves, 1.5 meter waves. We have water coming into the boat, I got a buster, so it's not very high. So we had to go in to other areas to get out of the wind. And we caught like 129. We thought that was good. Till we heard the other guys how many they caught, and we haven't. Our biggest the first day were like I don't remember 5-6 hectare. I just said we got to catch a bigger one, and I knew this area is way south, and said we going south. We need to catch a bigger one. We just give it a shot. We got to get short of time on the water, but I don't care. I know where the fish is when we come down there if they're there. And we took a decision.
Because you have been fishing for pike in those same regions a lot before.
We went there many. When I moved to Sweden the first years, we went down there, fished a lot for 15, 18 years ago. We were a lot of time down there, so we fished a lot, not so much for perch, but a lot for pike fishing. And we caught a lot of perch when, like I told before, when we fishing the 5-ton pigs, we caught down in those areas. I knew exactly where they are, and we've been down there on the summer too. So, but I was like, I thought I didn't. We were of course psyching each other, but I didn't really expect them to be there, to be honest, because I said.
And I knew that he thought that we were even further down south.
Yeah, so, I thought they were further down south. I was like kind of surprised when I saw it. And of course, it would be a funny episode when they were there when we were coming.
I loved your reaction when you had the first call to the teams and you heard like, oh shit, there's competition in this year.
Was it harder than you expected?
It is. It is hard. It is. You had to be prepared. For us, this is our first year. We are the rookies, and we need more time. We had too short. I fly home for US on a Tuesday. We rigged the boat on a Wednesday outside fishing on Thursday. That doesn't work. We did okay. We're gonna have a great fishing in the programs, but we had a really lot of fun. But to beat these guys, we need to be more prepared. That's for sure in the future. But I love it. It's really, really fun.
It's hard to win like the number point and the weight, right? And I've understood that you don't even know how the competition will end out.
No, I have no idea. No. We can guess.
That's so exciting.
We can guess. That's I don't know. We knew everything from now on. We don't know anything. No. We knew to have time on day 3 like everybody else, like all the teams. But now we know nothing, right? We can guess. We can see how much fish they're catching, but we don't know anything.
It's like it's always like that. But now we're even one more team. We're 5 teams, and it's even harder. We might see, that the fly guys are doing well, really well, but
extremely well.
Anything can happen.
How was it seeing like Stephan that he was fishing another spot and he told you on the show like that was something you discovered now, right? When seeing the show, like
I thought that you were first day that you were actually just around the corner. But he drove a long way.
Yeah, you're messing.
Really, it's psyching. But really, as I was saying in the first episode, by the start line, and also Evert is really good to keep focusing. He's an army guy, military guy. He's really structured and focused, and it really worked out because we're like. We don't care. We don't care about what the others do. Of course, when there's a situation like that, my mind spins and you're really psyched. But then we get our shit together and we hammer.
Of course, because he thought we'd be just around the corner, right? And we had 129 fish, and he had like 20 the first day. So we just around and catching 5 times as much. And he's like, wait a minute. He didn't knew that we were driving 2.5 hours south, right? So that was kind of fun part of it. And fun is what it is. It's like, it had to be fun too. It's nothing more to that. It's just go there, and when we say higher, then we left. We went further. We didn't want to. We don't want to interfere with each other. So we was when we came, and then
and that was it.
Fun.
Yeah, that was the only thing that I was concerned about, was that we would end up fishing the same spots. But let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
Now you have seen 3 episodes. Do you want to answer on which team you see as your biggest threat?
The fly guys, definitely.
The fly guys.
Yeah, I think the fly guys too. It seems like they're catching so many fish.
Yeah. That was quite unexpected, right? Like
they are in the air. They must be in a special place where they catch. If you calculate, they're catching 1 perch every 4th minute, right?
Oh.
We calculate the first day how many hours they've been on the water.
Yeah.
That means like they're catching a fish every 3.50 minutes.
Wow.
Every minute they're catching a fish. 3.50 minutes they got a fish in the boat to catch
That's
those
really
numbers.
good for a whole day.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Insane amount of numbers. But you know, Tom is catching big ones.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm
Yeah.
heard in this.
And in the end,
The big
if
ones matter.
the big one is the one who give the. If you got a tie,
Yeah,
the guy
exactly.
with the
It's
big one's gonna win. It's been
Yeah.
decided every year in Perch Pro on the biggest fish, right? Every year it's been the biggest fish who's be the winner.
Yeah.
Could be again here. Nobody knows, right?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah, we've seen the sneak peek and we heard that you will be fishing really good in this next episode, so I'm excited.
Yeah. Tonight, day 2 will end.
Don't miss, for God's sake. Don't miss.
Tonight's gonna be good.
And I saw a commentary about the final episode, and the final episode will air at Fiskekryssningen, the sport fishing cruise. And it's a cruise that Kanalgratis has together with Fiskerjournalen, and it will set sail 4th February. And it's a fishing cruise, 24 hours, and it's going to be like 500 or 600 crazy fishermen on board. And there will be workshops, fly tying, bait building, and the final of Perch Pro. Will you be there?
Of course.
You will be there?
Of
Yep.
course.
Yeah. And what will you do there?
We're going to bring some of the stuff to show up, and people get a chance to buy some of the new lures, and we show some of them. They can buy some of the special lures that we fish on, some of the other baits, and we're going to have a little, not a ton of it, but we're going to have the stuff we use on Perch Pro, we or some of the other teams use. We're going to have people going to get a chance to buy some of it if they want.
Yeah.
That's cool. And Albin, do you have any plans? Is this free time or is it work?
No, it's networking.
Yeah,
I mean,
networking.
it's getting a chance to meet all you boys and girls that are watching the show.
Yeah.
Really good opportunity to answer all your questions. So I see it as work, but it's so much fun.
Yeah.
It's our work. It's a job.
Like the job that we have is kind of, we meet people everywhere. It doesn't really matter. Because I'm big and Danish and talk Danish and been in the business, everybody knows who I can't hide anywhere. Doesn't matter where I fish. Oh, Januari, Dansken. This is the standard everywhere.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if I'm on my free time or on my work time. I meet people everywhere, and I like it. It's really fun. So it's gonna be great. It's gonna be really
I
fun.
actually was at Emma Boda Festivalen, you know that?
Yeah.
And it was like 3 in the night, and I stood there listening to some strange music, and someone comes from and says like, "Oh, Kanalgratis, Sarah, that's so much
cool.
fun." And I'm standing there with like a cigarette and a beer, and it's like, "Okay, hello."
Really
But
cool.
it's super fun. Yeah, it's super fun.
Yeah.
And this cruise also, there will be the half of the boat will be regular people. I don't know what to call it, and the other half
normal
people.
Sorry.
So
No fishing freaks.
exactly. So it's going to be a great party, I think.
Yeah.
Super.
Yeah, but still like over 1,000 fishing nerds or fishing interested people and from all kinds of fishing.
I got a lot of customers from home who's coming, so it's gonna be really fun.
Yeah.
And quality time, you know, on the sport fishing fair, for example, you don't get the time to talk to, you know, all the profiles, but on this cruise, you actually will have a good chance to actually spend some time with people and get to know more people. So, you know, if you want to come to the cruise, ensure that you go buy a ticket now and join in. We also have a lot of things around bait building that I'm engaged in. We will offer free workshops where you can make your own baits and learn a lot more of the process. There's everything around fishing, and you know, there's a lot of time on board to get into those, and also a lot of lectures.
Yeah, a lot of lectures. Do you have anyone that you will attend?
I will definitely go see Matilda's.
I hope you will see that.
Matilda's and then Johan's Ascension Island.
I gotta see that too.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
Definitely.
something special.
I hope I also have time to. I'm actually going to attend to Fredrik's. He's talking about modern predator fishing, and it's really interesting to see.
You're going to learn his tactics.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes for next episode for next season of Perch Pro.
And people are coming from all over Europe to this cruise. It's super fun.
Really cool.
You can go to fiskekryssningen.se to get your tickets.
All the teams are there from Perch Pro, right?
Yeah.
Everett's going to come, and he's going to bring his Dutch friends.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So they're going to be like 4 or 5 people coming from Holland.
Is Truman going to be there?
No, he's away. He is away for a business trip.
Okay, yeah.
So he's going away.
Yeah.
So it actually happened that Truman didn't attend the.
Usually he's
this year.
usually he's where the party is.
Yeah, exactly.
But he couldn't make it. So,
Yeah.
But tell us a bit more about your new teammate in Perch Pro.
Evert Ostam is our distributor for Strike Pro and BFT in Holland and Belgium, and he has a company called Pike Master Lures, PML. So he's distributing to shops just like we do in Sweden. Yeah. So.
And he has the Predator. He's the master of the Predator Tour.
Sorry, yeah. Not gonna forget about that. The Predator Tour, big competition.
Probably the biggest tour there is.
Yeah. Really big tournament, fishing tournament. He has that one, and it's growing every year.
Where is it?
It's in Holland. And also they've been in Sweden.
And Norway.
Is it going around in different countries?
It's going around, and he's trying. He's got some cool plans as well. I'm not going to say too much, but he's got some really cool plans for that tournament, and we're going to try to join in as well this year. Go down, visit him.
What time of the year is it?
I don't really know the dates now, but actually I'm going to visit Evert on Wednesday next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fishing?
Yep.
2
days of pike fishing, 2 days of perch fishing.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm going from the airport 11 o'clock on Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah. Stay to Sunday evening.
Cool. We have a fun question here from Max. Do you ever forget to use the clicker in Perch Pro?
All the time. All the time.
I need to ask the camera guy where. Could you backtrack and see how?
Really?
I'm really horrible.
I've learned.
Okay,
Yeah.
you learned.
I haven't learned.
Really, yeah.
But you have 3 years to learn.
I have.
This is your first.
I'm a disaster. I miss it all the time. Janne was pretty good at it. So did you forget to click?
And Evert was also like, don't forget to click. Don't forget to click.
I forget to click all the time. All the time.
Did you click? Did you click?
Wow, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I never done that before with a clicker. It's my first time ever.
Yeah.
I never done. Everybody who's used to do ice fishing, they always use clickers, right? But I never done that.
Yeah.
I never done perch fishing from the ice like competition like everybody else. Because in Denmark we almost never had any ice. I never grew up in it. People from Norway, Finland, and Sweden, everybody who has been a kid has been on the ice fishing for small perch, right, and tournaments, and they're always used to the clicker. But in Denmark, we hardly never have ice, so I never done that. So I'm not used to the clicker. This was my first time ever, and I forgot it all the time.
Wow. And we got a question here. You know, scent, like a scent marker. How much difference does that make? What is your experience with scents?
I think that the scent pen. I used to do a lot of the spray. Really good because it gets a little bit more of attraction for a short period of time, but then it wears off. I think that the pens are working better for me now. Yeah.
Okay, and a little stupid question: can you spray on these ones, or is the scent
doesn't really work?
It doesn't really work. Okay. Only on rubber.
Yeah, soft baits are better.
Soft baits. Yeah.
We had a question around the equipment you choose for Perch Pro. Any?
We've got so much stuff with us.
Stephan, can you tell us about what you have beside you?
I can tell, we got some own rods that we got made for Perch Pro this year. We got we wanted to make something special for us, that we want to do something, and I contacted Gary from American Tackle, who helped me out with this, and I got a buddy from US who will be a bass champion, and we were looking at some new stuff. So we made 3 different rods for this year's perch fishing for Perch Pro, and 1 with multi and 2 with spinning wheels.
Yeah, 1 bait caster, 1 2 spinning.
Yeah. And we're gonna bring them out this spring, so people can get a chance to get one of them. This is probably one of the first shop who done with the new wind grips. Be something different that's getting really hot on the American market right now. All the bass guys are using this kind of stuff. So we tried this, and we got the microwaves, the new ones. So these rods have been really, really good. I'm really, really happy with them. We beat them a lot on Perch Pro. We will try to see, okay, we must we must break one because we want to be sure that they last. But we didn't.
You couldn't.
We couldn't. We really beat them up. We were lifting like 2 or 3 kilo pikes and sanders into the boat, just living in the rod. But none of them broke.
You wanted to break your rod.
Yeah, we wanted to be sure that we're gonna sell these.
Yeah.
They're gonna last. The people. I don't wanna bring in stuff that doesn't last. That will be a disaster. So I've been really happy with these. So this was really good.
Will you bring them at the cruise?
We'll bring all the. We don't have them for sale yet, but we'll bring.
You can try and
people can come to us at the cruise and they can feel them and try them, and we'll bring them with us. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I had a question here. You know, how do you choose between fishing methods when you're 2 people? Competing in teams. Do you have a different? Do you choose different techniques?
It's kind of if you're doing fast drifts covering a lot of water. I use in my boat, in my Nitro, I have a cable steer electrical motor, the trolling motor in the front, no iPilot. It's just the foot pedal. It's really fast to use, but you can't spot lock with it. So I need to keep focused on moving the boat all the time, but it's really quick to make adjustments. And so when we're fishing quick drifts or moving fast to cover a lot of water, one guy can't do drop shot and I do crankbait fishing. It doesn't work. So you have to stick to faster methods if you're moving, and then when you slow down, you can always choose to slow down with a drop shot or continue fishing with the cranks and other soft baits. But generally, me and Evert, when we were pre-fishing, I fished with a crank or a rattle bait, and he fished with the piglet shad on a jig head, either a round jig head or one of the new the BFT Triple S jig head that I designed. It's a stand-up jig head that is you rig the bait weedless. I'll show you. And this is a really great way of center screw like that, and then you
let it rest on the bottom and wait for like strikes. Or?
When we're doing fast drifts or cover a lot of water, you can't wait out the fish like that, because you can always let the bait sink.
Yeah.
Dunk, and then we stand up and then you lift it again.
Yeah.
Yo-yoing the bait like traditional jigging style, or just straight reel it as well.
Yeah.
But once we stop, we found some fish. Maybe I caught some on the crank. Usually, you fish more effectively with a bait that you can
bounce the bottom.
Yeah, bounce on the bottom, and this one will actually stay on the bottom, and you can shake the rotor. This is a shaky head, basically. We call it a shaky head, and you can fish a worm. It stands on the bottom like that. Stand up, shaky swim bait. That's Triple S is short for stand up, shaky swim bait. So it's a hybrid jig head that works for jigging, for reeling. Stand up, shaky. You can fish it with worms. You can fish it with crayfish imitations like creature baits and stuff like that. And perfect for paddle tail soft baits like the piglet shad or other baits that's got some weedless slots, so you can offset rig them like that.
Do you choose when the water is colder?
If the water is
fish slower, do you choose those kinds of heads more often?
Yeah, and that's one of the main advantages, is that you can fish this fast. You can fish it really slow. Really cool. It's going to be featured in an upcoming production. I'm not going to say too much, but it's going. Yeah, things are going to happen.
You're never going to say too much. Huh?
I had another question just before we move on, I think. How about different sizes and colors? Like, how do you approach that? Is that only personal preferences, or how do you think around that?
Depends. For me, it's depend on the water. Definitely depend on the water. How is the quality of the water? How is the color of the water? When we started, we had a very short time when we pre-fished it. We only had a couple of days, so we went out. We got 2 different sizes, right? This is the new Wolf Creek that was coming out. We fished with. There's a 8 centimeter and 11 centimeter. So we tried. I was fishing the one side, Janne was fishing the other side. Yeah. And then we started up, okay, I go clear, Janne go bright, or the other way around to see, okay, the fish is clear water. We were fishing. For us, we find the fish between 6 to 8 meter, right? So it was a huge difference which one the colors which we took. So one day when it was sunny, it was clear. On the other day it was darker. It was darker colors. So we started up every day because we were in the same area. There was a big area we were fishing where the fish was on the pre-fishing. We find them really fast, and then when we come back on the first day of the competition, unfortunately it was really bad weather, so we couldn't stay there. We were only there half of the day. We had to move away because the wave was too big. So for us, it's just finding the color for the day and then go for it. And when the sun changed, we were fishing these in the morning.
Yeah.
And then the sun comes up, we changed to yellow. And when it was darker, we went back to these one, the mailman. You're going to see him tonight in work. Yeah. But that's the way we approached it. So
it's
two different sizes to the beginning. And then you see, okay, we caught bigger one or the bigger or the other way around. Then we switch around from there.
Wow.
And same for me and Evert, when we were doing pre-fishing, we really started to use different kinds of lures and techniques, mainly focusing on covering a lot of water. But we did piglet shads and we did crankbaits, we did rattle baits like the flapjack and the cranky X. But we found out that it was the piglet shad, the baby blue shad, that was the #1 color for the soft baits. Also, we did some motor oil. Motor oil is always good in brackish water. So that was the two main colors that we used. And for the crankbaits, we had and rattle baits. Yeah, that's a motor oil. Then we had a couple of different colors, like also like the blue. This is the baby blue shad. This is the rainbow color. Those were really good. The blue gill, also nice. Some blue in it and some pink as well. And my favorite, this one, the natural perch, really nice in a bit more muddy water because it's got a pearl white body and orange belly. But we put all these different things that worked in the pre-fishing, we put them in a smaller box that we call the game box. So we put them in a smaller box that we can have in the boat. We don't need to have all our stuff up in the boat. We keep them inside of the lockers in the storage compartment in the boat, and we have one box with all our favorites that's been working during
How big is that box?
Like this size, or even smaller. Doesn't need to be big. We have like 5 different hard lures, and we have 2 different colors of the piglet shad with 2 different heads. One stand-up head, like the one I showed you, the triple S head, and one round head. And we keep that in the game box, so it's really easy. We know we won't get distracted by going through all of our tackle.
We unfortunately didn't have the same because we only pre-fished for so short while, and we switched. We started one area the first day, switched to another area the second day, so it wasn't the same colors. The first day it was like kind of like some glitter red, who was really good, and the next day it was the mailman who was the best man, and in the morning it was the yellow, right? So we because we couldn't stay on the same area, but we choose to move. We had to move the colors too, and that's a disadvantage, that's for sure. It's better like for Albin and Eva, who was on the same area the whole time, know exactly what colors to choose. We had to go through a lot of different styles and colors before we find the right. It was only in the afternoon that we find the mailman, and he was like, it was crazy fishing on this color. And I won't say more because the program is tonight. But
do you sometimes fish even smaller lures? I mean, these are quite slim, so the fish could quite easily swallow these lures. But have you had great success with even smaller lures as well?
Drop shot. When I fish drop shot, I fish still 10 centimeter baits, but really slim, like this one. But we didn't do a lot of drop shotting in Perch Pro because the water was warm. The fish was reacting better to faster moving baits. We had some good fish on the drop shot as well, but didn't use it as much because we were more focusing on active fish covering a lot of water. But this is the smallest I go when it comes to soft baits right now, actually. And when it comes to hard baits, this is the smallest one, and that's the Astro Vibe blade bait. Fishes deep, and I've modified it with an owner blade in the back that's gives it a really nice attraction at the same time as it's
when do you choose that lure over like the other wobblers?
This is a great lure for deeper, like your classic freshwater lakes, your deep canals, even in brackish water. But this one, it casts a mile. It's 17 grams, but it also sinks like a brick, of course. And you can't fish it on shallow water. You can't fish it on 3 meters and shallower. 3 meters plus, covering a lot of water, loads of noise. Really perfect way to find the fish in freshwater, in normal lakes, as we were talking about, searching for fish.
Deeper water.
Stephan, do you have any recommendations or like?
Now I do kind of wilderness fish as well, but I like when we drop shotting. We did a lot of drop shotting the first day because we were in deep water, and I always choose something to fish. I like fishing with worms because I've been doing a lot with the bass fishing in America. So we fish a lot with these kind of smaller worms because they're big, but they're still very small. So they swallow them directly. See, they be like nothing, but still there seems like there's a really big lure, long, big profile, and when they just suck them in. Yeah. So sometimes worms can be really, really good, and like creature baits and worms is really, really good some days. So I do it a lot when we drop shotting. These kind of, or some other ones with tails on, the new Nemesis we did a lot with tails on and stuff. So they work as well too, especially because we found the fish deep. Yeah. And when you find the fish deep, it takes long time to get down and it takes long time to get up. Yeah. Like you see the fly fishing guys are fishing way shallower water, they catch out, the flies sink, boom, they got them. We had to cast out. Our drop had to go to 6, 8, 9 meter, and then you're gonna shake them, and then you're gonna catch them, and you gotta reel them all the way in. Yeah. So
it's an advantage, yeah.
It takes longer time. The deeper you fish, the longer time it takes. Yeah. So you want the good thing with with worms. They go easy to the water, right? Mm. So it's easy to cast them out. They go down faster.
Fishing a drop shot compared to like a paddle tail soft bait, it's a big difference in the sinking rate.
Yeah. Drop shot goes like it goes boom direct to the bottom. But this one takes longer time to get down. So the more you fish with this, the longer time you have to take to come to the bottom, and it's longer time to get to the perch, and a longer time to get the perch in the boat, right? Yeah. And you can see the difference between the fly guys who do a really fantastic job, who casting out and pretty 1-2, then they got a fish, right? Because the fish are way shallow, or we got to fish them in like 8-9 meters. It's a huge difference. Yeah. And of course they're catching 3 times as much.
Yeah, you have to calculate everything when you're choosing spots.
You have to do it, but we were short on time, and we find all the fish deep, and the first day we came in there, the day before we find the fish, we fished there for 1.5 hours and caught 80 perch in 1.5 hours, we hit the jackpot. Yeah. The fish are loaded. They were like collected. There were fish everywhere. Yeah. And then we come back the next day, and the wind was like 15 seconds. And second, we were like, oh man.
That's a lot. We talk about fishing. That a lot as well. I mean, it's fishing. Yeah. You can't tell. I mean, we can have
the fish were there. They were loaded with fish the day before.
You can have great pre-fishing for 4 days, and then when you shouldn't catch them while pre-fishing. You should catch them when you're actually shooting. I got a
question for you. Yeah? Pikes, here's a big fish spot for pike. It's not that with perch, right? Because the perch are moving more than pikes. Is that right?
Generally.
Because when I've been out fishing, someone says, okay, here you can find a big pike. Yeah. I know that the big pikes are here. Yeah. And it's not that with perch.
They're moving more. They are first of all, they are schooling, and that means that they are in Swedish you call it a stim. Yeah. They are schooling fish. Yeah. They come in groups. The bigger they get, the smaller the groups are.
But still
they are in groups. Yeah, they're not solitary as a pike are. The pike are, and the pike have their areas. Of course, a pike will move. You have seen some really cool reports from the Sportfiskarna organization. They did some tests, and the pike could be moving a lot during a day. Okay, but still, they are. You find them when they sit in the weed on one spot generally.
They got their home.
Yeah, they got their. Yeah. But the perch they are moving, and they're schooling.
I see something where the one place that I see we can find the perch, like the pike, we can go to the area. It's when, like Albin and Eva did, on the points. The perch is always on the point, so you can catch perch, and then you fish to the scattered. Yeah. Then you can leave, and then you can come back 3 times. Yeah. They're together again. Yeah. So the points. That's what they call it, point hopping. Yeah. They go from point to point to point, then they go all the way around, come back, let them rest, come back, go the same point once again.
Because if you're not, you can get them fired up, but you catch 5 or 10. And then because if the conditions are perfect, there won't be like a massive hunt and they will catch 400 fish. That's like one chance in 100 that's gonna happen. So that's why you need to stay moving all the time in those kind of areas. Mm? Yeah.
I'm laughing for Jonas.
Okay. I have a question. Can you go to the toilet while we're in the show?
Albin, you are like a kid.
I am a kid sometimes.
Okay, we can have a little commercial break, and after that we will start with the open source. So let's have a short break.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Great.
See you soon.
70 years of making the industry standard in aluminum boats. At Alumacraft, we are committed to building the dreams of our customers. Whether it's a hardcore fisherman or joining your family for a great day on the water. From shallow water John boats to 20-foot deep V's suited for big waves. Alumacraft's exclusive 2XB hull with double-plated aluminum from bow to stern offers the quietest and softest ride available. At Alumacraft, it's all about families. Fishing forever.
From now on, storm the waters with Deeper Fish Finder and enter a new generation of smart angling. Portable, versatile, smarter than ever before. Deeper is a perfect depth sounder for any type of fishing. Reveal bottom contour details, underwater structures, vegetation, fish targets, depth, temperature, and much more. You don't need any expensive sonar gear for that. You're all set with smartphone or tablet and Deeper Fish Finder. Make all your casts count and explore water through smart imaging sonar view. No matter if it's a bridge, shore, or bank, Deeper fits it all. You simply have to screw the right bolt attached Deeper to a line and cast it to the desired water spot. You'll instantly start receiving information right on your screen. Know where you are on the map. Use Deeper on your boat or kayak. Boat mode allows you to create personal bathymetric maps in real time. Attach Deeper to your gear with flexible arm mount and start exploring. History feature also lets you save unlimited data for future use and offline map examination. Track your lure under the thick ice. If you hear the ice cracking, it's time to launch ice fishing mode. Use Deeper as traditional ice flasher to monitor conditions below ice and get crystal clear real-time information. Try Amplitude Scope to plot depth and intensity of sonar return below transducer. Split the screen to see both views at the same time and zoom in to get more detail. Deeper is specifically designed to fit in your tackle box and even in your pocket. But the most important, it matches your fishing style. So fish anywhere you want, at any time you want. Do more with Deeper Fish Finder. Start fishing the smart way.
We've made our name helping anglers unlock the water's hidden secrets. Hit the switch. It's time to reveal even more. AutoChart Live gives you the power to build your own high-definition maps anywhere in the world in real time. Because when you know the unknown, you can do the unheard of. AutoChart Live. Only from Humminbird.
You think ours does that?
Auto stow and deploy, power trim, and your choice of iPilot or iPilot Link.
Hey.
Ulterra from Minn Kota. We can't believe it either.
We need to get one of those.
And we're back, and now it's open source time, and today we will do 2 colors, one for Dansken and one for us. And Albin, I will let you talk about the bait.
Yeah, the lure. It's a lure that I've designed, and this is called the Tumbler Shad 17 from Strike Pro. I did 5 different kinds of lures, soft baits, that were launched for 2016. 3 of them were for sander, pelagic vertical style, and 2 were shads, one 13 centimeter and this one 17 centimeter. This is a great downsize for pike fishing using a spinning gear or spinning setup. I'll show you how to rig it.
Yeah.
This is one of the ways. You can fish it with a normal straight jiggle with a single hook. You can fish it shallow rigged as well. I usually, when I shallow rig it, I use the tungsten nail sinkers that you can weight the bait with. But this is with the new flex set that's coming for this year. This is a smaller version, a small size flex set. I'm gonna have it. I keep a track of what you ordered. And this is a 10 gram version. It comes in 5 and 7 gram as well. Screw head like the flex head, and this is a stinger, like a shallow stinger, but you attach it to the bottom of the flex head and push it in the bait like that. Perfect way to rig it. And
is it one hook?
Yeah, only one.
Yeah.
That I think that's enough for this size of lure, because it's really soft. Just like you were showing the worms.
Yeah.
They will just sweep this one, and it will collapse in the mouth. So you hook them really well. The swimming action of the lure is with this setup is really nice, because it's rocking and it's searching. So it gets a little bit of a what do you call it? Head sweep like that. Really nice searching movement pattern. Awesome.
Wow.
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I forgot to mention what open source is. We have this blank white lure that we will, together with you and you guys, design it. And this is the first painting that we will do on this lure.
Yep.
Yeah. So we will paint it on your demand, and yeah, you can buy it at Stephan's shop after, I don't really know, maybe in 2 weeks or something. There's a little delay here because this was like a last minute thing.
Yep.
And you can buy it at Kanalgratis later.
So we will do one color. I will start, and that's the color that you're gonna have.
Yes, exactly.
And then Stefan's gonna help you guys at home to make a color that he's gonna have in his shop. So it's
and we will sell these ones like they are, just one jig. Yeah.
And it's sporting.se as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Albin, maybe your microphone is turned off after the break. Just double check that, please.
It's on.
We have one question that has been twice now from Perch Pro.
Cool.
I just have to take it quick. And someone is wondering if you are fishing the same lake, and you are not. You are fishing completely different lake. You are fishing the same spot, but I mean generally in Perch Pro you can fish wherever you want in Sweden.
I mean, only one day we were. That's one day. The first day we didn't.
No.
Yeah. No, you drove a couple of hours.
Long way.
Yep. Okay, shall we start with the open source? I am ready with my computer here.
Yeah. Okay. I was thinking that maybe we could do like a start or something, or
yes.
Yeah,
we will start. Mikael, you have keep on track on the comments now.
Yeah.
Because I can't see them anymore. And we have this blank lure, and we will start with a base color. And Albin, this is your specialty. This is your lure. Do you have any like tips or suggestions?
I am really into like gold. Like maybe we should start with like a not yellow, but like a golden color.
Golden color.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be shiny gold, but something in yeah, you know what I mean, like
goldish.
Yeah, goldish.
Guys, what do you think about that? Goldish, a gold base.
Really nice for clear water, brackish water.
And now you guys will comment what you think, and we will see. Is there any comments yet? No? It's coming. Yeah, we will see what you say, guys, and then we will paint it on your demand. So we're waiting now for the goldish base. Yeah. And we'll see.
Can you repeat the question to the audience, and we'll...
Goldish base. I can try out to paint the gold. You can see it here, not now, but you can see it. You guys can follow it on the TV.
Yeah.
Guys, Albin has given a suggestion on a color, like a goldish base. Yeah. And we got it here. So what do you guys think? Do you think that this is good? Is this okay with you? Because this is open source and our viewers is the ones that are in charge.
Is that the color you were after, like this?
Yeah, that's all. Yep.
Do you fish that color a lot?
A lot with copper and gold and in combinations with the olive, a bit of splash of gold. That's I love that for pike.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gold glitters as well.
Yep, that too.
I can
and
see
motor oils, motor oil.
You guys
colors.
like this color, and someone actually asked for glitter, gold glitter.
Yeah.
What do you think about gold glitter?
Can you? Yeah, you can put flakes, sprinkle like paint glitter on.
Yes, yes. Not in it.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Glitter. Shall we try out some glitter? And I will see if I got it here.
People say green top. People say a lot of glitters.
I like that one.
Green top?
Like moss olive green top. That's really cool.
I would just try glitter out first.
Good combination with white, some guys say.
Oops.
Or maybe like either that or a black top.
Black
I
top.
think. I don't know what you
Gold
guys
is
say.
good, combining with black. Max Power says.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go glitter now. Is that? Nico Matt asked for gold glitter. Do you see the gold glitter?
Transparent gold, someone says.
Transparent is really hard because this is a white pearl white blank. Yeah. Transparent is impossible. Sorry. Yeah.
That is Pontus. Pontus loves transparent now.
Yeah, it's really cool with transparent. Yeah, but this is a pearl white.
A lot of people are commenting green or darkish.
Let's do
black
super dark
top.
back.
Yep.
Super dark back.
Yep.
Super dark.
Super dark.
Super dork. The color should be called.
Is that like a color you prefer in general? Then, like in all situations, is that like a starting color in many?
I like it mostly in clear water.
Okay.
Or semi-clear water. Like it in shallow water where there's a lot of weeds, weed beds. Gold, copper, green. Works really well.
Do you know if it looks the same like underwater as well? The color?
It's sort of the same. Yeah, I mean it's it's really hard to tell now, but if we got the shine, if we can do it like a little bit glitter and then it will be really nice when the sun is up. Have a lot of sparkle in it. A good combination between the natural, like you get the feeling of that it's like a perch or something like that, a bit darker.
What do you think about this dark back?
Maybe even more black, like darker. Or
something like this.
Yeah, I think so.
Is that enough, or should it be the half body?
I think you should put lower it down. Yes, I think so. A little bit more.
More colors to it.
Oh, there we go.
You like
this? Nice color.
That's really nice.
And the gold glitter.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Cool. Really cool.
With the fish with
Looks
this?
good.
Yeah.
Looks good?
Looks really, really good.
What do our audience want to do next?
So should the glitter be on the whole fish or just the top? Or
I think you should have it on the whole bait.
Everywhere?
Yeah, sprinkled all over the cake.
Do you like baking?
No, I'm not baking. I like making food, but not baking.
Okay, You guys seem to like the dark back. What's
Great.
better? Gustav likes it.
Darker back, someone says. Nice black.
This is good. Yeah.
I mean, yellow should be visible in most kinds of waters, right? Like this middle color. Should work. Looks natural.
Yeah, it does.
Do you have any more suggestions to this one?
Maybe do something with the tail. I don't know what you think.
Tail?
Maybe you should have some
point or something?
Yeah, like an orange dot or a black dot or something like that. I don't know what you guys.
You use these pens sometimes to add colors.
Yeah.
What do you paint on then? Like on a shell like this?
I normally really like these lures, like you have as well, like orange underneath or an orange tail or even a black tail, because it gives a lot of contrast and silhouette in the water if you have a black tail. I like that. Not many lures have that, actually. But I really.
What do you think about black dot on the middle of the stomach?
Someone has like dots on
underneath,
just
the
I'm trying just at the same length or where the hook stands out. Is that like intentionally to get the strikes going there?
Yeah, that's like a strike spot or whatever you call it. Yeah. Usually, I'm at. That's cool.
What do you think? Makes it more clear.
Maybe a smaller dot, or should it be like big? What do you think?
I think we should leave it there, or either we have a dot there, or we do something with stripes.
Stripes. Yeah.
I don't know, really.
I can try out some stripes.
Yeah.
I will make this visible.
Should we ask the audience stripes or
Yeah.
Stripes or dots?
Yep.
stripes or dot? Red stripe.
What kind of stripes? Is like perch stripes or?
Yeah, I think that's really cool.
Black?
Maybe, yeah. Actually, there's some stripes that are like a bit diagonal.
Yeah.
Not like the perch style, but the diagonal stripes, thin stripes.
I will try it.
Yeah.
Like that's a little bit too big.
Stripes on the dot, someone says. A lot of people like stripes. Maybe a
Everyone likes
semi-transparent.
stripes.
Yeah. A lot of the fish that we have in Sweden have stripes, right? So.
Do you mean
Why
like this,
not?
Albin?
Like perch,
Yeah.
You see it there? Yeah, you see it? You like it?
I think that's cool.
Yeah.
I think that looks really
I can
cool.
see that everyone wants like stripes.
Yeah. I would actually love to have a black spot over the gills.
Over the gills.
Or even the head, like make the head darker or something like that, so that it comes together with the stripes. Maybe, I don't know what you guys think.
Up on the head? On the
On
head?
the sides, like that maybe, on the gill plates.
Why not? Any specific thoughts around why you
Also contrast. Yeah.
I think we
You have
can
a different contrast to the rest of the...
We can
of the
make the
lure.
gills black.
Yeah,
Shall we try that?
try that.
Do you like these really visible stripes, or should it be more transparent black color to smelt in?
I think the stripes should be quite sharp, so that you can really the fish can pick out the difference, like in the bait.
Even while the fish is moving, the bait is moving. And,
Yeah.
Okay, but I think we should leave it with the stripes because everyone was very happy with that.
Yes.
What do you think about the gills?
That's,
Black?
I think you can have it. Have you painted some black now?
Yeah, you can see it here. Better.
How do you prefer the gills, Albin?
I don't know if that's going to make a big difference. Maybe could you put a little bit more black on the one?
Make a black line.
Like point?
Like you have two stripes there.
Yeah.
That's sort of around the gill sides. Could you make the one to the back a little bit more bigger, like a bigger spot?
And I have to paint it like this one, that one.
Yep.
Bigger, make it bigger.
Yeah, make it bigger. Yeah. At least we'll see what happens. It's really fun.
Yeah, it is cool. It's really cool. It's look really.
I've done it once
before. Do you mean like this?
Yep.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that wasn't. No, I don't know. It really destroyed the stripes, I think.
It did.
Never mind.
Okay, no.
Someone said a black line on the top of the
tip of the head.
top of the head to the tip or something.
I was just about to say that.
Like here, painting.
Yeah, like black over the top of the head. I was just thinking that.
Is there any specific colors on the eyes, or are they always the same?
They're all like pearl white with black inside, so that's the same on everyone. Yeah. We can't change the eyes for now.
I had one question, like if you have like a red tail, does the bait look less natural? Or
it
what's
will,
your thoughts around that?
It looks like a perch, and if you have a red tail, it looks even more like a perch. So that would be cool to try with a red tail.
Shall we try
in the water, if it, I mean, this will resemble a perch a lot with a red tail.
Do you like painting the whole tail or just the underneath or something, or any thoughts?
If you put the red in the what do you call it? Not in the back, on the flat side, but on the rounded side in the front of the tail, then it will have a nice.
Like this?
Nope.
No.
Like on top. You see, like here.
Okay, wait. Like in the back here.
In the like
and then
front.
There.
Like on the other side, was it?
On the inside.
On the inside, yeah.
Here.
Like this?
People seem to like the red fin.
Yeah, there we go. Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Then it will blink. When it will turn, it will blink. So you will get two different colors.
Yeah.
Some people say a touch of white on the bottom.
A touch of white?
I don't know.
I'm not really into white myself, but
red fin, yeah, people like the red fin. Oh, what do you think about the red fin?
try it.
I've been having good fishing on this color as well.
I like the pearls. I like the pearls, yeah, but I don't want this lure to be too light. I would say in it. Putting the white in it would make it a little bit more brighter. I want to keep it a little bit more natural, not too much.
What do you think about this?
Yep.
Yeah?
Starting to look like a perch.
Yeah. We talked about many perch today.
Looks nice.
Stefan, you said that you fish with the bigger lures on perch sometimes.
Yeah.
Do you think that this one would work for?
Oh, easy.
Easy?
No problem.
Yeah. So it's a.
Especially when they are hunting.
Yeah.
There'll be no problem.
Okay.
I think, especially in the summertime or the fall, when they really hunt and when they're chasing topwater lures.
Yeah.
You know, we've been fishing on topwater like this big.
Yeah.
We caught a perch on our big musky baits that I brought home from the States. Topwater bait was like this big, and perch go get them.
Whoa.
So people are thinking that perch only always eat small bait.
Yeah.
They don't.
No.
Is it more during the summer when they're more active, or?
Yeah, it is.
Summer
it
and
is.
fall, I think. Yeah.
The more they hunt, the bigger the
Summer
bait
and
you
fall.
can have.
I mean, that's one thing that I've been thinking about. You know, starting to fish bigger lures
And faster.
and faster. Yeah, faster is the one thing that I'm more into now with the power fishing, with the crankbaits and all that stuff. But
That's also good with the hard baits that you can have that kind of action, but also have those stops and have the bait like
hanging.
hanging. I think that will make a good difference.
I got a lot of customers who do a lot of trolling for pike or sander, who probably caught the biggest perch
in their life.
On a big lure, on a pike lure or a sander lure,
Like
and they
10, 12 inches.
like this big, and then they catch a perch the biggest they ever had. Every tournament, I've been doing a lot of salmon trolling for Swedish trolling masters for many years, and we always caught some really big perch on our big lures.
I myself is, perch fishing is really close to my heart. So I often choose, when I go for pike fishing, I choose these 15 to 20 centimeters lures when I know there's perch there, because I know.
There's a downsize for the pike and catch and bonus.
Yeah, at least I try it always, because there's big chances. We've caught 11.5 kilo pike on like these perch lure, really small, 3 inch, and legs. It can always happen. Especially in different areas where there are a lot of species. You might have sander as well. And why not? We had mixture more with the size.
Yeah. Well, there's a 13 centimeter version of this one out, and it's called the Tumbler 13, and we used that during Perch Pro as well, and we got instant strikes. When we did a cast into a school of fish, dunk on the fall or first twitches, but we never really got them fired up on that kind of lure. but it worked like 1 cast or 2 casts and then it died out. But then that's a 13 centimeter bait, and that's usually the biggest I go. But
and that was during the fall, was it?
Yeah, that was early fall. Yeah.
But during the spring, I often choose really small baits or
Standard
smaller
size,
baits.
Standard size, yeah.
We've got like the
10,
biggest perch actually last year on the smallest baits that we fished. Interesting.
Yeah, but cold water maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
smaller snacks.
Yeah. More. Yeah. Not as aggressive. So.
Cool.
But during summer fishing, why not?
Should we leave this like this? Sorry for
I think it looks super cool.
Maybe we should leave it like this and be done.
Yeah. Do you think that if there's anyone dropping a last second comment?
Angry eyebrows.
I think that is hard to do.
Give it attitude.
I thought it would be fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
It should be belly, but as we talked about earlier, it could be good also to stay natural.
Yeah. I would love it to stay that way.
I will save it.
There's so many lures with white bellies and orange bellies and all that stuff, so it's really cool to have one that stays a bit more natural.
Yeah, and I just have to say one thing. We have never painted on these ones before, so we will we will try out one and see if it is working, and if not, we will make it on like a flat nose or something. But hopefully we can stay with this tumbler shell. Hopefully.
Super awesome.
Yeah.
All right, looks great. Should we move on to the next bait, or?
Yes, I will just save this one.
Passing on the torch.
You can take some questions.
Yeah, I had some questions. These blade baits.
Yep.
How do you choose them between like these wobblers and the actual blades? They weigh a bit more.
Yes.
Maybe more around the hooks actually. You have single hooks and double hooks here.
Usually this is the Strike Pro Astro Vibe. It comes with 2 treble hooks in size, let's see, size 8 or size 10, really small treble hooks, and you stick every fish that bites. You stick them all. You catch them all. But small baits, they will end up quite deep in the mouth of the fish and all that. So I usually go up 1 size on the bottom hook, switch to a size 6.
Okay.
And also, if I want to let it sink to the bottom, I don't know if we can get a visual on this, but this is a treble hook that I have cut. I've cut 1 hook off, and that's the one that's supposed to point down.
Okay. So you don't get snagged as much in the...
You drag it on the bottom.
Yes, you can drop it to the bottom and lift it without getting hung up.
That's cool.
That's really cool, yeah. But really important when you do this is to go 1 size bigger or 2 sizes bigger on the hook, because you need the points to stick out from the body.
Right,
to hook the fish. And then it's, the back hook, I changed it to a willow blade like this. This is an owner willow blade. They come in packs of 4, and you just switch them out for the treble hook in the back, because I don't think you need a hook there. And what this blade does, this is like a hybrid between a blade bait and a jigging spinner.
Yeah.
The jigging spinner has a big blade in the back, so it falls really slow like this, and the blade goes swirling around all the time. But when you put a small willow blade on it like this, you don't get as much resistance, but it's the perfect combination, because you get the willow blade to swirl like this, to spin. But still the bait has, that vibrating movement of a blade bait. So you don't lose that, because if you would have used a bigger blade, like I've tried on this one, then you will lose the vibration of the bait. So that's a really good way to make it more attractive.
Stephan, do you use like double rigs when you fish for perch sometimes?
No. Never.
Have you tried it?
Yeah, I tried, but
not as good contact, right, with the bait?
I see when perch is closely related with bass, and some of my friends in the US, some of the worms they use is like 20 inches, and they only have 1 hook in there.
Were you talking about 2 baits on the same line?
Yeah, on the same rig.
I thought you mean 2 rigs. No. I know some people do it a lot. I don't do that. I only fish with 1 bait.
Also, sorry if I'm interrupting, but rules of Perch Pro are that you can only use one bait per line.
Okay.
So why should we use 2 lures on the same line when we're doing pre-fishing and stuff like that? We can't use it in
the tournament.
In the tournament. So
otherwise, when you fish like.
No, I never done that. Never.
I've seen like some interesting new rigs with these blades on them, with small hooks like on the top of the leader and things.
Okay.
Have you tried those kinds of ideas now?
I think that you should stick. That's my personal values. That you stick to 1 lure per rod.
You have a better contact with the lure. I often go back to it.
And also, if you snag 2 fish, I mean that's. The fight is like it's only heavy like boom, and they go
end like
up
this
tangle and
So I'm not a huge fan of that either. And I only fish with one, and I fish 1 hook. Like now I misunderstand, but we're fishing worms this long sometimes, and we only have 1 drop shot, only 1 in small in the front because they almost take them by the head all the time. So it doesn't really matter, and you sit in the lip, and the long worm is hanging up. So I don't have leaders for that to do that. I always fish one hook in. And
it's impressive to see like the competition thoughts around not scaring the fish, and you're so quick at catching many perch in like each minute, and it's a lot about making a lot of fast casts, right? That's impressive to see. I'm learning a lot from it.
But that's a huge difference there when you're in shallow water and deep water, right? We are fishing 8 meters. It doesn't really matter as much. Like Frederick, who is fishing 1 meter, he can scare the fish way easier because there's just this water, and we are casting out at 8, 10, 9 meters. It's so different. The fish doesn't get scared in 10 meter water, but they can get scared in 1 meter. That's a huge difference. Just getting the boat too close can scare the fish up, but having a boat in 8 or 9 meters doesn't really affect the bottom, right? So that's a huge difference about the deep of the water, the depth of the water, but how you scare the fish and not scare the fish.
Yeah. We got a comment here from Pierre Mongarette said, Albin, I just broke my PB pike, personal best pike.
What?
Yeah, you wrote that.
How big is it?
Let me ask.
Pierre Mongarette, you can write.
Come on, Mr. Le Big Mac, let's hear the numbers.
Congrats, Pierre.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Wow.
Nice to hear.
Do you think it's ice?
No,
fishing?
no.
Is it open water?
I think he's probably from belly boat.
Yeah.
He's been fishing belly boat lately, so that'll be really cool if he goes.
126.
Whoa!
Email me a picture.
15.5 kilos.
Oh, congrats,
Oh man, that's a huge great.
Really glad to hear.
He's fishing this year in Fly vs. Europe, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he is.
Mr. Le Big Mac, big congratulations.
That's cool to hear.
Very nice, really
Serious
crazy.
fishing team represent.
Yeah. Proud member.
Cool. Yeah.
Oh, the big fish. Wow. My biggest fish is 126 too.
It's the same. What is the weight?
It was spawn out, so it was just 2 days after spawning. It was 13.7.
Okay.
My biggest pike, 126.
That's a long fish. Yeah.
Wow.
It's a long fish,
That's a long one.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know how long I've caught. I've only got measured fish up to 118.
Yeah.
I think. Then I've caught longer, but I didn't have the.
How about weight, Albin?
My biggest pike is 13.0.
Okay.
On a
That's
bustier.
great pike. Yeah.
Really cool.
I saw you've been doing some ice fishing and getting nice pikes as well.
Yeah, a long time ago. I've been ice fishing twice this winter, but I used to do it a lot before when I was in the sport fishing school.
Okay.
In Forshaga. Did a lot of ice fishing, catching some really nice ones.
Do you guys ever go ice fishing this time of the year
not
nowadays?
Too much,
Not really his thing.
I'm from Denmark, we don't have ice. We have ice in our drinks. We don't have it on our feet. Not under our feet, in the drinks we have it. I do it once or twice a year here with my friends here. They call me when the grill is on and the hamburgers
and the coffee is ready.
The coffee is ready, then I come out.
Yeah. I actually moved. I moved out from Örebro out countryside.
Got a bit of hillbilly now.
Yeah, I'm a hillbilly now. Yeah, I am. Yeah, and I've got a lake just down 400 meters from the house, so it's perfect to go out on the ice, fish for a couple of hours.
Is it good fishing?
Ask Matilda.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was with me one day. Not really good.
One pike?
Yeah, she caught it.
Yeah.
She was very happy about that.
Yeah.
I didn't catch one. Really small one. But I know there's big perch in that lake. Yeah. There's been some catches of big perch. Big pike, I don't know. But and also a little tench and crucian carp.
Do you enjoy fishing tench?
Tench is really cool.
Oh,
Long time ago, but it's float fishing.
I love it.
Yeah, float fishing for
I
tench.
caught so many big tench through the years.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Tench
Super
fishing
strong
is
fish.
super. They fight like crazy.
I haven't caught one yet. My friend fishes a lot.
Oh man,
I should try
love
it.
tench fishing.
You should really try it. It's
It's
really
especially when you
summertime with the floats,
fishing in the summertime. Oh,
I never tried that. How do you fish it? Like perch?
Nope. Only with natural baits like corn, maggots, worms. Float fishing. Yeah.
How about burbot? Are you fishing it? No, now it's like
I know
high season.
you have a thing for burbot right now. I've seen that.
Yeah,
No,
I mean it's spawning season.
Yeah.
A lot of burbots are getting into shallow waters, so a lot of people are getting them nowadays.
Yeah.
So
We did some burbot fishing from before, but it's been many years.
that's cool looking fish,
Yeah.
And it's now is best season,
Yeah.
so
yeah.
why not?
January is good for burbot.
Yeah.
I haven't been doing a lot the last years. When we were do a lot of competition with the Swedish spaceman competition. I haven't been in it for a bunch of years now, but when we won a lot of time for many years ago, we were fishing a lot of burbot. It's really funny though. Do it. It's really fun.
Any other species like in Sweden that you, except for carp fishing? And
I do a lot of
float angling,
Carusian, fish for Carusian carp.
Okay. Yeah.
Ruda that we call it in Swedish. I do a lot. We have a pretty famous lake who's pretty close to my home. I'm probably the one who lives the closest to it. So we do that all the summer.
We're in the same club, the same fishing. What do you call it? Fishing
club.
Fishing club. Yeah.
Yeah. Spaceman hunters.
Yeah.
With when we work in the summer, we close the shop at 7, right?
Yeah.
And you don't have that much time to go fishing. But the Carusian is really good fishing in the evening
and night,
until they get in 1 or 2 hours into the dark. So it's perfect. You go home, get something to eat, grab your rods, and go out and fish. You only need one rod, or if you can go with 2 rods. Mostly you have one rod with a little float and a little stick light on, and you go out and fishing, and you can have some nice fishing in the summertime. You get off work at 7, you got to get your boat out, you got to get to the lake. It takes you 1.5 hours, you get maybe 1 hour fishing, right?
Yeah.
Or if you go out for Carusian, you can go out, have a cup of coffee and a sandwich, you can sit there by yourself, totally relaxed, and you're just watching the float. It's really nice.
What time during the year is best if you want to go float fishing for like carp and
Yeah, summertime is perfect.
And if you have slow fishing for perch or pike during the summer, why not?
I do it every
species.
summer. We always done it. I love that because you come to the lake. It's quiet. It's
Nothing but you and the mosquitoes.
Yeah, me and the mosquitoes. So I love that fishing. I do that a lot in the summertime. I've always done that.
Yeah, but I just think it's fun that fishing offers so much. Discovering new species. There's always this new angle. Even with pikes and perch angling, you can go into these details and you can learn so much. Yeah.
It's all about the gear. If you have the right gear for the right kind of fishing, it's fun.
Yeah.
If you come with a huge pike rod fishing for small roach, it's not. I love roach fishing. People like, you fish for roach? Are you insane?
That's mört if anyone
Mört in Swedish roach. I caught like roaches to almost 1.5 kilo, right? We in Denmark, we have really big roach. I caught a lot of roach, and on the right gear, it's really funny. But you come on the wrong gear, you can go like this. It's not funny. But you have a feeder rod or floating rod. It's super cool. A roach is a strong fish for its size, but you just need to downsize your gear to get the right fight out of it. It's about the gear all the time. You got to get the right gear to the right species, and it's super fun.
Yep.
We got a question about tench fishing. If you ever fish with bullies.
Bullies, we done that as well.
Big thing. It was a big thing for us.
Yeah.
For carp and tench.
Yeah, many years.
Yeah. Boilies. Boilies are, for those who want to know, it's like round balls, fish food. They're made of it's like pasta.
It's kind of pasta with flavors and colors.
Nutrients.
Have you tried it?
A lot.
To eat it?
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
I eat them all. I don't most of them, but I done a lot of that fishing too as well. I caught some really
sold
big
a couple of tons during the years.
many tons of boilies through the years. Back in the days when we're not that many who sold it. Like my best year, we sold 15 tons of boilies.
Yeah.
15 tons, that's a lot.
15 tons.
15 ton back in the days. Now we sell a couple of tons a year, 3 or 4, but back in the days it was a lot of boilies. Yeah. We've been carrying around these bags.
You stored all of them at home again?
No. Some of them smell pretty bad. Some of them smell like strawberry, but the one who's monster crab with these guys, you can't get them out. It really stinks. Yeah. But it's good. The fish love them.
The stench is stuck after you.
Yeah. You gotta have them everywhere. The whole shop stinks when you get those in the first couple of weeks. The whole shop is like monster crap. Yeah. But it's fun though.
Yeah, cool. I had another question about the sports fishing fair. Any news coming up for 2017, or do you have any news you want to share about what you're offering on the sport fishing fair in Sweden this year?
We have we have both the spinning and the fly. So we have 2 booths just beside each other, and we got all the new stuff coming out. We have it in the shop down there. We're gonna have a lot of different stuff, kind of all of it, but all the new from all the big distributors, fly and spinning gear. So it's gonna be a lot of stuff.
We're gonna have a really big, nice booth open like before. We're gonna show off. I mean, we have loads of news. We've got the new Roots G2 series, the rod series. We've got a couple of new Perception rods for Perch. We've got the new Cranky X, this one, new for 2017. We've got the Triple S jig head. We're going to show that and talk about that. Oh, also, as the last year and the year before that, we have a demo pool in our booth. So you can try the lures.
You will have that this year?
Yeah. Of course, yeah. And we will show you all the news. Also, really cool. We have a 26 centimeter pig shad, new bigger one, and we have a 15 centimeter downsized version of the pig shad junior as well. Really cool.
You will have them at the fair?
Yep. And also,
we're gonna have them all.
The shops that are there are gonna have them.
We're gonna have them all the new stuff.
Yeah.
We sell like most brands.
We sell all of them. Yeah. Most.
Also, I'm not gonna. I can't forget to tell you about the guppy. The True Glide guppy, and Joe Peters on True Glide is going to be at the expo in our booth. Yeah, talk about the guppies and his.
When is the guppies coming out in store?
They're coming to the sport fishing show.
Yeah.
Yep. Really cool.
It's gonna be cool. I fished a lot of guppies.
Yeah.
I known Joe we've been buddies for 15 years. I go every year, at least once a year to America. I fish with Joe, so I got tons of guppies, but I got the old wood ones. Yeah. And of course, these really hard to get today, and they're very expensive. But it's gonna be really, really nice to see his bait.
Quality-wise, they are amazing.
Yeah.
The
I pre-fished them this fall when we were in Canada for musky fishing.
Yeah.
And we tested all kind of stuff. They run really nice. Yeah. It's gonna be really great. People gonna love them. That's for sure. It's super cool bait.
That's cool.
And the quality, and they're so pretty. They're so good quality. It's gonna be really, really, really fun.
So you have to make sure to buy
and get a guppy.
Yeah, get a guppy. Yeah.
Get a guppy. It's gonna be like 6 different colors, right?
Yeah, 6 different. Yeah.
Wow.
And
2 sizes.
You can 2 sizes. Yeah. And you can switch tail from paddle tail.
You get one. You get a curly tail and a paddle tail in the package. So you get one of each. With the paddle tail, you get like a swim bait movement like this. And with the curly tail, it's a glider with the tail.
Cool. And while we're talking about the sport fishing fair, we will have a pre-casting of Pike Hero, and the last date to apply is like the end of January. So if you are between 10 and 15 years old, you have to apply to Pike Hero.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
We have a pre-casting at the fair, and then we have another casting, and then it's the physical casting.
Okay.
So it's bigger this year.
Okay.
It's bigger this year.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. I think it's really, really fun to see all the youngsters. And they were really good at it.
Yeah, talented.
Really talented.
They really know what they talk about.
Yeah. You can read more at kanalgratis.se/Pike Hero.
I got some of the kids coming into my shop, and some of these kids, they know more than I do.
Yeah.
They know all the colors, they know all the terms, know all the baits, they know everything. They're like 12, 13 years old kids. They're like a lexicon. They know everything. Like, Truman said that. Svatsonka said that. I heard Albin said that. Then they're just sucking it in. They're like. Brrr.
They're grown up with the internet.
Oh man, it's so
big
fast.
difference. Big difference.
The learning curve these days are
super fast.
They know everything. They're like, okay, then. And a lot of like, oh whoa, okay, it goes so fast. Then
I remember when I mean, I'm not that old, I'm 28, but when I grew up and I got interested in fishing, it was through my grandfather. He owned a fishing shop way back from 1988 to 1990, a couple of years. And he got all those old American fly fisherman magazines, and a lot of books, and it was a lot about fly fishing when I was younger, and fly tying and stuff like that. But then one day he said, "Well, you know where I'm going to take you? No, I'm going to take you to the sport fishing club." And I didn't even know that there was a local sport fishing club. And he took me there, and that's kind of where it all started, where you could get connected with other guys like you in the community, you know. Really important.
Yeah.
And I think now it's much more easier to get access to everything with the internet. It goes a bit faster. We didn't have that before. No.
I mean, I think it's just personally great that there's processes for youth to get into the fishing interest, because it can be quite hard, and it could, you know, it's a big learning curve in the beginning. It can be very challenging, but if there's events and people in welcoming people like the youth as well, and activities for them, it will make a difference, because they're you know, the future of
when we
sport
grew up,
fishing.
there was nobody to teach us. We have no idea. We don't knew anything about categories. We caught a pike, we killed it, took it home to mom. We ate it. We ate everything. I ate bream, tens, not carp, but perches, sand, not carp. Not that, but all the other one, pikes. I ate tons of. We ate it. We made fish. We nail it down and make it for like small meatballs, but with fish inside. We ate that. We ate everything. But now that we learn about it, we took everything home to mom. Oh, look at she got every day. Oh man, coming back we like whole boxes of fish every day. Every day we fished all the time. Right? We come home. We didn't know. Nobody told us.
When did you learn about catch and release? How old were you when you?
I was like, it was actually a really famous Danish carp angler named Jens Bussell, who is
still active.
I think he's still active, and I know everybody who's fished for specimen hunting and carp fishing. Everybody knows he's super famous, and
been writing a couple of good
books and been reaction on the magazines and stuff. Yeah, and he was the guy that started. We're gonna put them back, and we met him once, and he showed us like, oh, you're gonna do that. He had showed us something called unhooking mat. We have no idea what that was. Now, of course, everybody has it, but that time we had no idea. And he teaches how to put them back, and then we started doing everything. It was pretty cool.
Wow.
The pikes back, and we put the perches back, and even the roaches back. Before we killed everything, we got no idea. Nobody told us how to do it. So it's really fun. Yeah. And today it's easier because everybody know that you got to have a good fishing. You need to put some of this back. Yes. But that's still today. I take home fish to eat. I love fish. With my family, we eat a lot of fish. Yeah. So if I catch nice size for eating, I take the big trophies always go back, but I can still today eat perch and sander and pike and all kind of fish. I love fish.
Yeah, I know Pontus and Mille, they catch a perch and killed it and ate it.
Yeah, of course.
You should stick to
it's a good fish is healthy and it's a good to eat, so of course you should eat it, but not the trophies, right?
No. Shall we get going with this open source lure?
Yep.
And Dansken, this is your turn, and you can see it.
Here you got it. It's pearl white, so let's hear what you want, boys and girls.
What do you want this base? Do you let the viewers choose?
Yeah, for me, I like this. Whatever kind of.
But if you like the pearl, maybe we can have the pearl base, and then we can paint on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So we will have a pearl white, and then we will add some details, some cool details. So, guys, what kind of details do you want? Let's hear it. Do you have any suggestion?
Let's hear what there's. I like something olive or dark green or something. I like that kind of like a notch or something like that. I like that kind of style.
Like a smelt.
Like a smelt, yeah. Sorry.
You fish a lot with that?
Yeah, I fish a lot with that. I like.
What are the like 3 top colors that you would choose from if you only can choose 3 colors?
For me, it will be olive, copper, gold, some darker colors. Okay. I like those on the backside. I like those a lot.
We got 2 comments on purple. Should we try a purple back, a super dark purple back?
Yeah, we can do that.
We can try it and see what
Can it
we
be
think.
like a mascara type?
Yeah, like a mascara or
Like a
lavender,
mascara
lavender shade.
Yeah.
Lavender, yeah. Like a lavender type.
Let's try it. Purple. Purple can be pretty hard to have. This.
Here you go.
Maybe some more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's looking really cool. Not too much, I think.
Not too much. Not the last one.
And I got a cool suggestion. I don't know what you guys think. Try putting a gold stripe on the purple.
Gold stripe on the purple.
Just under the purple. All
Go
the way.
Vikings!
My favorite team, the purple and gold, the Vikings. Minnesota Vikings. They didn't make it to the playoff this year, though.
No.
Unfortunately.
Was it American football?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
And of course, I'm a Viking from Denmark, so of course I cheer for the Vikings, right? And all my buddies is from Minnesota, so it's Minnesota Vikings, my favorite teams.
Yeah.
But any fishing experience around gold like that comes into this?
Gold is always good. I like gold is good. Some of the there's a lot of colors who's already out there who have like sexy shad who's light blue with gold stripe, they just turn out really good and they catch a lot of fish. So a gold stripe is always nice. Sexy shad is like light blue and then a gold stripe and a little black dot or something. These colors.
Stephan, can you just take your this one? Yeah.
Here you go. It's on the inside. Take it on the outside.
Okay, we have a gold. Was it like this? Can you see? No, wait.
No. Let's see.
Like
this.
Ooh, smoking.
Oh yeah.
I think
looks like this?
Looks really good.
Okay, guys. Can we have the open source learning on the screen? Yeah, now you can see it. A golden stripe underneath the purple. Should it be all the way to the nose? Stephan here.
No. Leave just behind the gills.
Yeah.
You want a little bit more gold, I think.
A little bit more gold.
That's what I think. Let's hear what the people think.
Yeah. No. I'll try a little bit more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like glitter, silver glitter on the bottom of jigs in general? Is that something you
glitter.
fish?
Yeah, I like, especially when we do brighter colors like this. Glitter is always nice.
Any specific colors on glitter? Like
that would be cool with silver glitter.
Yeah.
Silver glitter?
Yeah, silver glitter would be pretty cool actually.
On the bottom or on the top?
Yeah, you can probably spread it like a star.
Smear it all over the pool.
Yeah.
Let's try it. Now we got some glitter on.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, I fish a lot of glitter myself. Silver glitter for sea trout fishing as well.
Yeah.
Works so good.
Erik Danielsson, Erik Danielsson commented, yeah, it's done.
Maybe even more glitter.
It's pretty close, huh?
Yeah. You keep it simple. I mean, the glitter on this.
Any other ideas? Should we ask the audience?
To be honest, I'm a huge sucker for orange like this.
Yeah, you want it on the...
I don't know what the people out there think.
Let's try it.
Orange cheek and maybe orange on the tail. I like that a lot, but
let's try it
let's see what the people out there like it.
Put orange on the cheek. I'm gonna have one of those for myself. I'm gonna have to buy it myself.
Yeah, you can go and buy it on Sporting.
Yeah.
Orange is... I will try this color here. Can you see it? No.
It's not up yet.
No, it's red.
It's really funny to do something like this.
Yeah.
Let's see how it turns out.
Yeah.
Can we have it on the screen, please?
Here you go.
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah, really nice.
And on the tail as well.
Yeah.
Show it. The whole tail, or just inside, or
like here on the
outside?
Yeah, on the outside of it. It's going to be really cool. Nothing that we've seen before.
Like that?
Oh yeah, that's cool.
I think that the audience likes it as well. Yeah, add orange. They can't see it yet. And this lure you will be able to buy it at sporting.se and maybe in your shop in Örebro.
Yep.
In like 2 weeks or so,
Something
you will
like
have
that.
it.
Could I add something about the design and the lure?
Please
it's
do.
like the soft plastic is actually more environmental friendly than most others. It's free from phthalates.
Aha.
Yep.
So it's like an eco lure.
Yeah, it's like an eco-friendly lure.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big thing. Good thing I mentioned that.
Yeah.
So it's an eco-friendly soft bait.
Yeah.
Yep.
Eco-friendly soft bait. I like that. Sounds pretty good.
But it's phthalate-free soft plastic. Yeah. Phthalates can be quite dangerous. It's the one that makes what makes soft plastic soft.
Okay.
Yeah. There are different ways of doing it, but that's one.
Is this way more expensive than the other?
It's a little bit more expensive to make. Yeah, it is. Comes from a really high-end factory.
Yeah.
Does the lures like break down in the water if you lose them like
no, not really.
long term or like?
Yeah, I know. Berkeley had some lures out that was biodegradable, that they were broken down in nature, but
takes a long time.
Yeah, it takes a lot. Yeah, long time, and you couldn't get the quality throughout the whole range of lures to be consistent. I think so that it's really hard. We're still gonna have to struggle with that, I think.
Do you lose much bait these days on when you go pike fishing, or do you have like really strong leaders and lose less and less fish these last years?
I mean, losing lures is often during perch fishing when we use lighter fluorocarbon tippets, losing some lures, but not that much actually. I think. I mean, you guys, you had a rough time.
We had a rough time, but it was it also our friends, the pike, weighed our bait. We think the first day we had like 30 pikes.
Yeah.
And if you get a pike on, they just, you feel it, let gone. Yeah. We got like maybe 8 or 10 up in the boat, and like 4 or 5 sander, and like I think we lost like this, just pike ate them. Yeah. There were so many pikes in that area we were. There was pike and sander, and we even had sea trout around the boat. It was like loaded with fish.
Do you have any rigging tips for when you fish places that when you fish for perch and it's a lot of pikes there? Do you have any tips for rigging tips?
Don't fish there.
No, but if you want to fish area where there's a lot of, you should use even thicker leader, either metal leader or thicker fluorocarbon. But because when it's competition, you don't want to have metal leader on. You just, it is what it is. We lose some for the pike.
Yeah.
And we saw Janne lose a couple of fish on the show, right? And
do you ever use like wire for perch fishing,
never.
What's the size of the fluorocarbon leaders that you use?
Use my fluorocarbon is between around 0.2 to 0.3, something in between there. Depends a little bit how much rocks there is. This is weed or what it is. But on 0.22, 0.24 is the one that I use the most. Probably 24 is probably the one I use the most. More around. It's pretty strong. We caught like all the sanders we got all of them up in the boat because they only have a few teeth that are sitting right here. Yeah. There's no problem. The pike is.
I use mostly 28. That's my preference. 0.28 is my all round. But when I'm fishing fluorocarbon straight as a main line, no braid, just the fluorocarbon, I have 0.20, and that I don't put a tippet on it. I just tie it directly to the bait. So that's 0.20, but normally 28. But I mean that won't make the pike will bite it off if you have bad luck. Then you need to go up to like 0.40 to make a difference. But you need to step it up really high to get that breaking strength for pike. And then you lose the action of the lures, I think. So
28 I use mostly for sea trout fishing. Actually, 28 is my favorite when I do sea trout. Yeah, In my fly fishing, the leader is 0.28. This is the one when I do when we do a lot of sea trout trips in Denmark, and I use 28 for sea trout.
I've been using like 0.45 for sea trout fishing. It's quite thick, but.
And just one thing, the lure is done.
Yep.
Was it done? Yeah, we said it was done.
Yeah. Sounds great.
Super. I will save it. And this lure you will find at Sporting's shop in Örebro.
Yep.
And sporting.se. Yeah.
Awesome, guys.
And guys, we will have some last questions, and then I think it's time to wrap this up. So feel free to drop some more questions before we end this show.
Yeah. Let's check what the audience has to ask.
Did you enjoy this live show?
It is really fun.
Yeah.
This is my first time, so it was a really funny experience. I think it's been really cool.
Yeah. And generally, what is your experience with Perch Pro? It was the first time.
Oh, it is.
Is it like you thought it would be?
Yeah, it is. It was. The fishing, I definitely need to be more prepared for next. We cannot come in for 2 days in and don't have time to pre-fish. But it's a lot of people who are asking a lot of questions. A lot of people come to the shop and talk fishing and get a lot of comments. People are like thinking it's fun and people are happy about it, and there's a huge interest in the Perch Pro, and I like that. It's fun and people think it's cool.
Yeah, is it many people that comes to your shop?
Oh yeah, many people come to the shop. Everybody comes. Every Monday there's half the day is talking Perch Pro.
Oh really?
Showing up stuff and talk about the rods and the baits and the tactics and talk about all the stupid things we've done this week.
Do you have these rods in the shop so people can see
we have them in the shop. People come in and if they want to feel them and see them and when we get them, we're going to get them in the spring so they're ready. But you can come, everybody comes to the shop.
And I think that both you and Stephan have these in stock. You have them?
Yeah.
Yes, I think so.
The jerk Inquisitor.
Yeah.
And
Inquisitor.
the flapjack.
Yep.
You have them both.
Yeah.
And the blade, also the blade bait Astro Vibe and the Piglet Shad.
Yep.
So they're available. And the Cranky X is new for 2017. So
when is that coming?
It's coming for the sport fishing cruise. We have a special delivery coming.
Oh yeah.
So we're hoping that it can arrive for the sport fishing cruise. So if you're coming to the Fiskekryssning, then there might be some for you to buy at Stephan's shop, and you're gonna have them on the website as well. So we keep our fingers crossed for it to arrive. Yeah. Really cool bait.
Wow. Do we have any more comments?
There was one question if you do any jerkbait fishing for perch.
Jerkbait with gliders, as we were talking about.
That's the main jerkbait, not like small busters or something like that. Have you tried it, like these bigger jerks?
I've been focusing on. I mean, we have got it working, like the tiny booster and the booster V works really great. But I've been focusing on these baits because they have a really erratic movement. But I think they will work. We deal a lot like with all the Piglet Shad, the 5-inch and smaller baits and the Piglet Jerk, the Piglet Jerk, the old one,
we done that a lot, and then all the busters, all that kind of baits in that area. You can do that in the summertime. They will hunt them down. Same day with the same day with they hunt the top water, you can get them to go for the jerk baits. That's for sure. And you can get some on the surface, and then when they stop chasing on the surface, you can switch directly to a smaller jerk, and you can cast them, and you can keep them coming.
That's where I think this bait will shine, and other lures like this. I mean, as we were talking about before, this is just like jerkbait fishing, but you use a wobbler, a minnow style bait, a twitch bait, and I mean, it goes side to side when you twitch it, and you can reel it like a normal crankbait. But as you were saying, when they won't take a popper, then they will eat this. Yeah. And this has got loads of attraction power because they don't always want to break the surface to pick a popper. But with a jerk bait or a twitch bait like this, I mean, it's a lot of attraction, drawing power to these lures.
Super. Well, I think it's time to wrap this up. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
It was super fun. So let's see Perch Pro episode 4 tonight. Yeah. It's going to be exciting.
It's going to be great.
And don't forget to get your tickets to Fiskekryssningen, the fishing cruise that is in like 2 weeks, and the final of Perch Pro. And thank you everyone that has been with us today. And thank you all for being here with us.
Thanks for having me. It's been great fun.
Yeah. And next week we will have Team Wish and Fly Dressing here in the studio. And we will...
Perch snatchers.
Yeah, exactly.
The perch snatchers.
Yeah. So I hope that you will be with us next week also.
Is Stockholm Fiske being there as well, or is it next week?
Yeah, I don't have the date. No, only Team Wish and Fly Dressing next week.
Cool.
Yeah. So we'll see you then. Thank you for today.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Perfect.